Hello, friends. How is everybody? Look, we have all kinds of friends here. Tammy's. Wait, I better.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being patient with us.
Yes,
And
thank
uh,
you.
I totally take accountability for any confusion in time in starting late. I've been on a real roll today. But thank you guys all for being here. We'll give you some shout outs if you are not aware, we have with us today our friend Carol from Crinkled Path, who is going to be travel journaling. We're going to travel together today. And our moderator with the mostest, Miss Carrie, the paper monkey. So, before anything else, if you haven't already, hop on over and subscribe to their channels because they would really appreciate it. And Carrie, can we hear you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Hey guys, how's everybody?
It looks like, and look, Sarah made it. Tammy, Sarah
Yay.
Lee,
Hey
Teresa,
Tammy.
see, Veronica's here. Dolores,
Hey Dolores. Hi
Candace.
everybody.
That's awesome. Thank you
Ah,
guys for all being here.
thank you, friends, for showing up for us. That's so sweet.
Yeah,
We're excited to hang out with you guys today.
for sure. Hey, Sierra. So Carol, tell us what you got. What are you working on?
I uh I normally travel every summer. I have the summers off, and so we always make a point to travel. And this year we did not because I had one kiddo finishing up chemotherapy and one having just had a baby not long before, and so we only went for a week to Lake Almanor, which is near Lassen. And so we only Whoops. I'm not sure what that noise is coming from.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, I don't have a message popping up, so I'm not, and my sound is muted. That's weird. Anyway, I'm hoping to make a travel journal just out of this little guide because we were only gone a week and I only have a little bit of ephemera and I'm going to be adding some photos.
Awesome. You know, um, that's a really so let me ask you this because you have that and that will be your journal. So my big question when I travel journal is where I store it because I'm a little OCD and I like things, not that I'm matchy matchy, but if they don't like look pretty, I have a problem with it. So do you have suggestions like on how you display yours or do you display them? What do you do with them?
Right now they're just on a shelf with my other like memory keeping journals and things, and I just kind of line them up. And I did grab a couple journals today. Let me see if I can show you. So this is a typical size for them. They're not usually gigantic. Um,
Oh yeah, that's nice.
but in 2021 for our 30th anniversary, we went and we overlanded for 30 days. And this one is the Mongo travel journal.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it was really just an unforgettable trip, and really unforgettable because I journaled as we went, and it was one of those trips where I was really able to do that. Sometimes it's like this where I come back with the things and I do it when I get home, and sometimes I do it on the road.
Right. My mom, when unbeknownst to me, we got engaged, and it's called Chilco, which is in British Columbia in Canada. And of course, my mom and sister knew about it, and so my mom was journaling every single day. Like she would take time out of her day, and what a serene place to be able to do it, right?
Wow.
Um, and I do it loosely. Like I make sure I journal where we've been and like okay day one we did this, day two we did that, whether it's in my phone or on a piece of paper like it was this time, but otherwise it's really hard to remember.
Yeah, I definitely, well, even like this journal from our Hawaii trip, I had journaled on the pages while we were there, and I did do some journaling while we were there, but not the photos. Did that when I came home, and I ended up ripping out the pages that I had written on, like scribbled on where we were, and then I just kept the rest, and I transferred my journaling, and it's still my scribbly handwriting, but at least there's more details, and like here's what I was feeling, not just where we were, you know.
Right, right.
So
Now,
That-
you guys both have been journalers most of your lives.
I'm a sporadic journaler. I would say I have scrapbooked, and that's where I journaled a ton, especially when my kids were little. Um, when I was young, like high school young, I know, I mean, I had a diary and I did all that kind of stuff, but um, I'm very sporadic of it at it, like being consistent. I do it more like if I do a devotional or if I'm reading something that's inspirational, I have an art journal, just a tiny little art journal, and I might like paint or draw or do something in it. And that's kind of my journaling, more so as writing everything, my thoughts and feelings down. But my thoughts and feelings are usually coming out through my art. But I think Carol has been journaling for a long time.
um I kept a diary as a kid, and then about every 2 years I would look back through it and rip it up. And I mean, that's sad to me now, but I also understand a little bit why that was. It wasn't until my kids were young elementary age that I started like just joined a women's therapy group to kind of look back at some things from my childhood that I needed to get some healing from. I needed people to talk to who would understand and just give care around that. And it was a very healing process. And that's kind of what got me really journaling, kind of heavy, hard stuff to journal about. But what came out of that was healing to the point now where like all that junk is dealt with. It's not that I don't still have the memories, but I don't have all the intense emotional, anger, hurt, and all that associated with those memories. And what had happened is I started having good memories about some of those time frames where the memories weren't all that great. And that just really inspired me. I want to start saving all the good stuff. Now, I've
Right.
always kind of been a family historian. I wrote stories down that my aunts and uncles told me, my parents, about family, um, and I was a scrapbooker for my kids, that kind of thing. But it really, junk journaling really is what came out of wanting to get those good memories down. And that's why I do the series of the memory keeping journals and tell my silly stories about when I was a kid, and and I'm remembering the good stuff, and that feels really great.
You know what would be kind of fun, guys? If the folks who are in the chat, if you guys would put down, do you journal? I'm just interested because I'm not a journaler. I've never kept a diary. I've never been a journaler. But it's interesting to me now that I've started this journey. I still don't journal. I like the creation part, but I have kept some journal entries, but I don't consider myself a journaler yet. I can certainly see as I get older, um, doing that more and more, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think I've shared this before, but Dave journals every day, and he does his intentions in the morning and at night. And whoops, and he does his all on his phone. Which I commend him for. I'm tired when it's time to go to bed. That's not happening.
So that's when he's laying down, that's how he unwinds. He goes to bed, he's doing
Yeah.
his journaling.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he sleeps like a baby.
Well, it could be. It could very well be. Oh.
I mean, I think I do that. I just don't do it on paper. I process my day when I lay down. I process, what's going on, and most of the time that's what I'm doing, but I'm not writing it down.
Yeah. When I worked in corporate America, my time, I was a mom and a wife, and so my time to kind of reflect and do all the things kind of selfishly for me were on my 25-30 minute drive, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on the traffic. Yeah, but I mean, it was when I kind of wound up, got excited to go to work, and when I kind of wound down and reset and let everything go and came home. But it was more mentally like just having the conversations with myself than actually writing it down,
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't know.
are these journals specific just to your trips this past summer?
Oh,
Yes.
that's a great question. Well, mine is ending up not being. I did I did a couple videos. I'll show you really quick. I did a couple of videos where I started sorting, and I do have to tell you, because I'm kind of proud of myself. But I've pared down twice since those videos. And so all I have is that, what I'm pretty proud of, and this one. Whoop, is that it? Oh my gosh, is that it? I think that's it. And everything else is going in the South Dakota journal kits. I'm figuring somebody else can use them other than me. So
You know
yeah.
what? I love this group. I really do. Guys, y'all are awesome because they are in the chat literally asking each other for their real names because their channel names are showing. And that's one of the things that we were going to ask y'all to do. We're all on the same wavelength. I think that's so awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you guys for doing that.
Yes, absolutely. Because it's hard for me. It is so hard for me.
Yeah, I used to, I don't know, I hate to say that I'm not still 29, but I used to be excellent at remembering people's names, and I always did. And I was trained in a like name memorization, little process. And so I taught that class. So it was very easy for me. But when you're on YouTube, and if you've got friends that are your subscribers that aren't necessarily, that don't have a channel or, Instagram, maybe I should learn how to remember people's names virtually, because that would be
But
probably
that's I'm going to tell you something. I think that for me, that's the biggest difference because you are literally not putting a face with a name.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yep.
so it is harder. I still have trouble with it. So if I forget, you just know, guys, that it is not intentional.
Oh, poo.
What was that?
I just ripped
I just
ripped the wrong one. Darn it. I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. If anybody's wondering what I'm doing, because it does look like I'm making cotton candy here. Well, two things about doing travel journals when they're for you. One is anything goes, because you're the only one looking at it. So I love that. And so, when you just rip a piece of paper like I did, and it didn't quite turn out like it should have, well, no one else has to look at it but me. But it's really what I try to do, and it sounds like you do too, Carol, because you're using that brochure, is I try to only use either things that I have, like I showed in one of the videos where I had a lot of vintage postcards, and like this is from 1984, things that I just kind of found along the way. I don't know that I really, really planned it that well, but I really try to use all those brochures and things that I get when I'm traveling because why not? I mean, they don't need to go to the landfill. Although I did not need as many as I think this might have been like the first real big trip since I've been, I mean, not that it was that big of a trip, but probably, yeah, since I've um, started a channel or started doing this on my channel, that I've been a junk journaler. So I was hoarding while I was traveling, even, telling you.
Yeah, I totally get that.
But you never know
Um,
what you might want, but or how bored you're going to be in the car and what you might want to start cutting up, right?
yeah, for the Hawaii journal, that trip was not really a sightseeing trip. Our family lives on Oahu. My in-laws, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and my father-in-law and mother-in-law, and my nephew. And we usually, will go stay somewhere close to them on Oahu and just hang out with them. But this time we rented a Airbnb on the Big Island and we invited them over to stay with us. And we rented a car, and so his parents came for a couple days, and then his sister-in-law and brother and the nephew came for a few days. And so we were doing more family things. I mean, we did do some sightseeing, but I didn't collect very much ephemera because we were doing a lot of sitting around and watching sunsets and eating breakfast on the lanai and playing games with our nephew.
Right.
It was fun to add the photos there because it really added to my journaling.
Yeah. And, I really, one thing that I thought about when I started this and I got that binder out, instead of doing individual journals like I have in the past, um, is, it's not, I guess because we all junk journal, having a scrapbook and adding to that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And it, it dawned on me that, well, I have, tons of them, and I can just as easily bring my art and creativity to a scrapbook page versus creating my own journal for it too. So, I think that that's important for us to remember as well, is, if you want to add a lot of pictures to it and it's something, there's nothing more fun than for my kids every year for their birthdays. I pull out each of their scrapbooks and we keep them for the month on, in the coffee table or whatever. And they love it. So there's nothing to say that, you can't use a scrapbook either.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. So in my Chonky Monkey, there's not a picture in here, not a personal photo. It's all journaling, and most of the journaling I did on postcards where we were. So we would get to the next national park, we would spend our day, I would buy postcards, kind of like we hiked to the top at Glacier National Park. We saw the mountain goats in all their white woolly fluffiness with their babies. It was amazing. And so afterwards I'm like, okay, we got to go get a postcard with the sheep on it or goats on it because I want to remember that. And then I also pulled it out of a picture out of the local little paper, travel, here's places to eat and shop and all that we've gone to.
Right.
um, and this is the actual trail, but I didn't have my photo printer then either. I have the little portable Canon Ivy.
Yeah. See, and I don't have, we just had that conversation, or I asked that question, and you did a great job at answering that. And so I had to wait till I came home. And sometimes I don't always remember. So I'm thinking that might be a good investment.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. Well, let me show you one from in the Hawaii Journal because that's. Yeah, the coloring, like this is a green sand beach and it looks very brown in the picture. And, in my photograph, the water is perfectly crystal clear blue.
Right.
And they just print a little darker, and so you can adjust. Let's see, you take the picture on your phone and put it into the printer app, and then you can manipulate it from there to adjust the color and all that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can add little emoji things like, oh, the Malisada is making me hungry. And the sea turtles. But you can adjust it. You can add little emoji things, and then you can, or frames, and you can print them out. And they're tiny little pictures, but I think they're less than, I mean, quite significantly less than 50 cents a picture. And
Mhm.
so it's not like I'm printing out dozens and dozens,
Yeah. Teresa, that's called a memoir, and I'll totally buy it. You write it, I'll buy it. She said that she was thinking how fun it would be to make a journal that explained her history, but all without my own handwritten commentary. Yeah, when I get journals and things, well, even I don't care what it is, even if it's a piece of ephemera that I get for a gift, I just like to look at it. I have a hard time using it. I'm like, oh, but it's pristine. I don't want to use it. The one
But
thing I was going to say, Carol,
yeah.
is you brought up a good point, and that is, um, I don't know about you, but I don't need any more stuff in my house. Like, you know,
Yeah, tchotchkes.
tchotchkes. Yeah. So the the idea of getting the postcards and things like this was a brochure that I liked the map, so I just used this, and they're all so cheap. I don't know. I mean, the wooden postcard I spent probably quite a bit of money, quite a bit, like probably $4 or something. But postcards are cheap too.
Yeah, they're very it's very affordable ephemera versus a t-shirt or uh,
I knew
an
it.
oh, the dogs today.
I told Carrie before we started. I said, by the way, those dogs have not barked all day long. All day they have not barked. Oh,
Of course. Well, I was saying yesterday they never once barked when I was talking, only
no.
when you were talking. So at least they were very
Right.
kind to your guest.
Exactly. Things are going wild. Kids gone wild, dogs gone wild.
It's just real life. Well, I have this old calendar, so I'm kind of flipping through because I was hoping I would find something, because I don't have a lot of ephemera from camping either, because we just were at the campground and we rode our bikes and went out on the lake, and we didn't really go into, I only went into town the one day that my daughter and I had to get groceries, and of course we went thrift shopping. Well, I'm not finding anything in this one. I have a couple other resources that I like to source from when I'm, looking for travel things. So you can find vacation travel packs. I got this in a thrift store. It's probably from the 90s or early 2000s sometime. I also have these, I like these listography books, and happened to find a travel one at the thrift store. And if you're not sure what to write about, it helps give prompts.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I was thinking I'd kind of look through some of these and see if anything goes along with my theme today, because I really have very little ephemera for this. I have our parking tag from the campground. I have this postcard because they're in California. We have golden crested ground squirrels. I got to say it right. Or golden mantled ground squirrels, they're called.
Yeah.
And they look like a chipmunk, so everybody calls them a chipmunk. But when my girls were young, they learned how to tell a chipmunk from a golden crested ground squirrel. because it's very important in California to tell the difference, apparently.
Right.
And so it was a running joke, as we were looking at them. They were all over the campground to make sure we called them the right thing. And I still can't tell you. It has something to do with one has a stripe on their head and one doesn't.
Well,
And
here's,
go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. So tell me, one has a stripe and one doesn't? I'm
on the
looking
top
for
of the
you.
on the top of their head, and the golden crested ground squirrel has kind of reddish shoulders. Oh, we lost our Carrie. We need to let her back in.
Oh, no. I wonder why she was being so quiet. She never is that quiet that long.
That's a compliment to her. We love Miss Carrie. Oh,
Yeah.
she got kicked out 14 minutes ago. Carrie.
Oh, for the love of
sorry.
Can anybody hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
We
Okay,
can.
perfect. Yeah, Mercury is obviously still in the microwave, and so this is not going well on my end. I'm not sure.
Is your husband watching
No,
Netflix?
it's what's so strange is I've got two devices. One is perfectly fine, has stayed on the same internet connection. The other one that's connected to you guys just poof went away. So I don't know.
No.
Same internet, same connect. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so what I was asking, it was fascinating conversation too, by the way, guys.
I bet it
about
was.
That is, yeah, I was full of wisdom, no doubt about it.
I said you were being so quiet. I said
I know you guys know me better than that now.
I was like, wow, she's being so
no way
polite.
I'd stay that quiet that long. There's no possible way. My God, the Taliban couldn't keep me that quiet. Good grief. No, we've got quite a few people in the room, and I just wanted to mention to everybody, the other night on Thursday night when we did the live sale, one of the most, I just think that this is absolutely so wonderful. We asked everybody, we talked about hashtag Love a Little Channel and how that kind of is a passion project for all three of us. How we wanted to go out and support other creators. And, because there are a lot of creators out there who don't have 85,000 subscribers, but they do bring a lot to the table. Yeah. And I was watching earlier, I think her channel name is 14 Dandelions.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she just posted today a process video. And she was explaining, she said she'd never done that because she just didn't feel like, number one, she didn't feel like the way she even kept her supplies was as good as other creators. Like other creators had, all this nice matching containers. And and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, but she's so, if you've watched her, you know what I'm talking about. Her product is beautiful.
Yes.
Like what she does is so lovely. And and I haven't commented yet, but I'm going to comment on her stuff and just remind her that what she brings to the table is of great value.
That's true.
And that she was actually one of the content creators that people suggested on the hashtag Love a Little Channel. So we created that was a long way through the desert, just to let everybody know.
That's okay. I like the desert.
Yeah, the whole saying is it's a long way through the desert for a little drink of water. But we did create a list.
Now I'm singing. I went to the desert.
I went on a horse with no name.
Okay, but this is the singing channel. So
karaoke on the Traveling Crafter.
There you go. It's a segment. It's going to be a whole new segment. No, but we created a document, and Carol and Angela have it on their Ko-fi site. I'm fixing to put their Ko-fi sites on in the chat room for you guys to go and grab that document, because there are, I think it was 73 names of channels that everybody suggests. Oh, it's 11 dancing dandelions. Thank you, Carla. 11 dancing dandelions. And if you haven't watched that video that she posted today, I'd encourage everybody to go watch it and go show her some love. Because like I said, it is her first process video, and I appreciated it.
I think her name is Danielle.
Is it Danielle? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. She just seems like she's lovely, but she does have a lot to offer. She really does. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna in the chat, I'm posting Angela and Carol's Ko-fi sites so that you guys could go and grab that document that we created. Y'all go show those. Go take a minute and show some of those folks some love, because there's a lot of talent out there. A lot. And look what Carol's pulling from. Carol, look at you.
My supporter and inspirer.
Right.
Not enabler.
Not
Not
enabler. I'm not an enabler.
I got the Katie Daisy book.
So
Very nice.
I have to say, Carol and I need to give Carrie a huge shout out, because right in front of me is the this is one page of the many list, and I've been doing my due diligence. I went through and saw who I was all subscribed to, and then I went through and I started watching from the top of folks that I haven't been subscribing.
Yeah.
And you really went above and beyond. I mean, not only did she put all of their channels, but their subscriber count, so you could go show them love and support. And there are 3 pages, so that's not an easy task. And what a lovely gift that you are giving both Carol and I and all of our friends. So thank you.
I think, but it is important to all of us. It's important to Carol and Angela and I that, and Carla is making a really good point in the chat too, because it is something that I constantly battle. This has been a personal struggle of mine. I constantly compare myself, whether it's comparing my art. I'm using that term loosely, but I'm getting there, guys.
You got to get there.
The way I look, the way I type, the way I talk. I don't know what it is about some of us, but I struggle with that.
Well,
and Carla is right. We have to stop doing that. We each have something of value to bring to the table.
Absolutely.
Carol?
I just want to say that this list is just the beginning.
Yes.
I'm kind of sad because, I was busy selling and I didn't get to put in, I've been putting this hashtag in my community posts, I don't know, maybe once a month or so.
Yeah.
And I got to get those people that I tagged in there on the list. So we'll keep adding to the list if you guys keep commenting using that hashtag.
Right. And
put it on your channel if you've got a channel too.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah,
yes.
I absolutely agree. And I just want to say, I feel very, very strongly back to what you were saying, Carrie. And that I will tell anybody that is thinking about starting a channel or who has started one, or I don't care if you've had one for 100 years. You are an artist and your work is important, and never let somebody else steal your joy. If you are brave enough to step up, and whether it be Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and share your love and your passion of something with other people, own it, and never apologize for who you are or what you do. And the truth is, because I get this question a lot, if you're somebody out there that's thinking about having a channel, and I know that some of you who are on here can say, yep, that's exactly what she said. Don't be afraid to try it. And if you're afraid of what other people think, or if there is judgment, then those probably aren't the people that you want watching your channel.
Right. That's right.
And they have a choice, and they can go somewhere else if they don't like what you're doing. So
that's right.
Own your art, be an artist. There are no mistakes. And no matter what you tell yourself, if you are creating art, you are an artist. So there you go. Right. So my soapbox is over.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I've said this before, that was the very first message that I ever got from Angela was that you are an artist. Those were her words to me. And I remember being so compelled by that. And Carla has that same message that she said periodically in a lot of her videos. Same thing. And you're talking about seasoned creators.
Right.
Carol's the same way. She's been a journaler her entire life. And but the message is always, and listen, I've said this from the very beginning. The world can be a not so nice place. And
Yeah.
so in my time that I get to choose, which is my personal time, where I get to choose what I'm going to expose myself to, it will be this.
Right. And the thing that's sad, no matter, I mean, let's just talk about life for a moment. And
Yeah.
I used to say this when I taught uh insurance agents how to sell, and they, insurance people or salespeople have a competitive nature, and my message to them was, you guys need to stop, and if you are in my course and you're in an agency across town, you need to stop competing against each other, and you need to start supporting each other, because there's a lot of insurance to be sold. There are a lot of people on YouTube, millions and millions, to watch your channel. So our best plan of attack as people who love others that do this is to support you. And I guess
Yeah.
I just say that because I don't want any of you to think that there's any question about how serious we are about the Love a Little channel.
That's
And it's
right.
it's truthfully what brought the three of us together.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. We
And
will
I,
continue to be focused on that. That, I mean, that's the only focus. This other stuff is the lanyap, what I call the lanyap, the little extra. It
yeah.
is nice for us. I mean, you know what? I'd be sitting here alone in my craft room doing fabric clusters because that's what I was working on. This is fun. This is what makes it worthwhile. We get
Yeah.
to all get to sit together and chat and get to know each other and support each other. That's what life's supposed to be about.
Absolutely.
Look who is here. This is a channel who is new that this is one that I would like to add.
Amelia
Is
B.
Yes. This is my friend Kathleen, and
Ah,
she
ah,
does she
Kathleen.
is she is an artist, and she does, well, she's not only an artist, she like cans food, and she tells you how to make sauerkraut and all kinds, like,
what?
yes. And she started her channel and made some big life transitions, and she's getting back into it. So hop over and check her out. Thanks for being here, friend. I appreciate you.
Amelia B. Is your name Amelia, or is that just your channel name? Let us know what your name is. What your first name is.
And
I'll let her tell you.
I want to add that I think when most people, I won't assume for all of you on here, but I know that there is kind of a I think for a lot of YouTubers, they think I'm going to put this product out there and people are going to like what I'm doing, and then they're going to watch me more just because of what I put out there. And that may be true for a very small percentage of very talented people. But what I discovered was when I started caring more about the relationships, the comments, the answering people, and
Mm-hmm.
letting
Yeah.
them know that's when my channel started growing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the bottom line. Our relationships in life are the thing that last, and we want to take care of them, and it's what helps us grow, whether it's our
Yes.
channel or our
And
our
you
own
know,
sanity.
yeah, well, and that is so true. And I mean, I watch a lot of different kinds of channels, and there are two that have hundreds of thousands of people on them, and they're new parents, and I love them, so I comment every once in a while, not a lot, but never have I ever commented that they did not either put a heart in there or actually physically write me a comment.
Right.
They have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. Now, I know for a fact that particular channel, It's only he and his wife and their 1-year-old baby. They don't have people working for them. They don't have,
Managing their comments or
and
anything.
and I am just like, that is the kind of channel they could, do something really, really crazy, and I probably still, follow them. I don't know, but I I just am in awe of channels like that really care about their people, and that
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and
me too.
it makes me want to watch more,
Hey, Carol, before you get too far into that page, I just wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen the comment, Veronica Wilson said that she loves the way you keep the word explore showing on that page.
You saw me trying to trim the trees a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Oh,
and
that's fun.
I think I'm going to put something blank on the back of this, or some line paper on the back of it, and do some journaling on that.
Isn't that paper fabulous in that book too, Carol? I love the weight of that paper.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for journaling. I'm just not sure I want to cover up my lake.
Well, now I feel
Right.
like I'm gonna have to go get it. I was like, no, I don't need another book. Now I feel like now I'm looking at it.
Angela, you need to ask Santa Claus to bring that to you.
I
It's a good
will.
book.
I will do that. Look at this I found in here. It's the wildlife petting chart, and it's got this bison on here, and it's like, can you pet it? Keep it. It tells all the rules, but it says don't pet it. Nope. Vacation over. Think again. Ouch. No. Do you have insurance? How fast are you?
Not as fast as the bison, for sure.
No, I'm like, well, that's a perfect journaling card. Oh, goodness. Um, oh, I love that, Sarah Lee. She said for her mental well-being, it's important to have a tribe. Isn't it? That true? And uh, that's why I started. I mean, I had a channel, but it was mostly personal with my family. But that's exactly why I started doing videos, because I mean, I'm a big time extrovert. Like, I will sit down with homeless people, and I'm not joking. I do, ask my husband, and have long conversations with them, on the ground wherever they're sitting. So when quarantine happened, I wasn't having it. Um, and I love my kids and my husband, but you know, I needed some other interaction, and that's what it was. You know.
That's amazing.
Candace has a bison refuge down the street from her.
Is it? Yeah, that's right. I remember her telling me.
I didn't
That's
know
what
that.
she's saying in the comments. But yeah, she has a bison refuge. That must be pretty cool.
Wow.
I have a bird rookery. Like it's birds. It's not bison. Good grief, that must be
what
something.
What did she call it? A bison refuge. I don't know. I don't know what we have, but we just have a park with some elk and bison in it, a little ways. But those elk, or those, neither of which, I sometimes wonder if they're really there, because it's all these huge fences and you never see them. But
we have
Candace,
bison.
do you get to see the bison at the refuge? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we have bison in the middle of San Francisco in Gold Gate Park.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I think that's a refuge too. And you can definitely see them, because it's a pretty big field, but not that big,
I am fascinated by bison.
Yes.
I mean, they're one of those animals that I could just sit and watch for hours. I don't know. They're just fascinating to me.
And they just walk along the road beside your car.
I know. Oh, look, here's my receipt from the antique store when I was in the Black Hills. All paper. Imagine that. Oh, I saw Carol Johnson mention that Iowa was up, and good for them. But I wore my Iowa State gear, and that didn't help me today, so they lost.
Candace said you can see the bison from the street at times. You can see them.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just looking at all this stuff going, okay, how much of this am I going to keep?
Yeah, and I'm feeling like, oh man, I hardly have anything. I'm looking around me in my craft room going, okay, how far away am I going to have to reach to grab something else?
I feel like I'm just gonna put all of my receipts in here, make this pretty at some point, and call it good. Because that's the other thing with because I'm using that binder. I'm thinking, okay, I have to have a limit on. I thought I might use. I have to have a limit on how many pages I should probably have. You know?
Yeah, because only so many trips, and then you have a bigger trip, or you have a trip where there's a lot more
Right.
sightseeing or something.
Right.
Hey guys, can we talk about the giveaway? There's another giveaway.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, for sure. It wouldn't be right if we didn't have one on here.
Yeah, I know. Are you so Angela? Are you gonna do your little magic thing, the little magic draw thing on the
Uh,
screen again?
of course, because it makes me feel really smart.
It's a cool thing though. So here's the deal, guys. If you put Q, the letter Q in and ask a question.
Probably a space. You probably need a space, I'm guessing.
Oh, a space after the letter Q.
I'm guessing. Probably.
Okay. So, but do they have to ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So put. See, this is how much attention I pay. It's. Oh my gosh! If y'all only knew how much they had to carry me. Q, a space and then a question. They're going to draw for a prize. So we're going to do that now. You guys think of a question.
Look at Dave went fishing for all
Kathleen says, Amelia B's Crafting, that's Kathleen, says, Q, what is the meaning of life?
if you know her, that
already.
wouldn't surprise you.
I
Girl,
love
if
her already.
we'd be talking till the wee hours of the morning if all of us answered that question.
I'll just say that the theme of what is the meaning of life in this group of us three is community.
Yeah. I like it. I like it, Carol. Veronica said, what's your favorite part of your trip?
Ooh. Go ahead, Carol. Yours more recent.
From this trip that we're working on?
Yeah.
I would say it was, so this trip, it was my husband and I, my oldest daughter and her husband, and their baby was 3 months old about at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my son-in-law's parents camped, and I love that camping is something that connected us to his parents. And then it was amazing to see our granddaughter get to have all these firsts on the trip. Her first time in the little bike trailer, her first time in the lake, that was just thrilling to me to see her. And I actually came home and got to journal that all in her baby book, because my daughter's overwhelmed with the baby book. So she's like, "Can you help, Mom?" And I was like, "Me journal for you? Yes, ma'am, I will do that."
But of course.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I think mine was just, well, first, I think it was it's been, Dave and I generally travel a lot, and we hadn't traveled much at all. So just us being together on a trip was awesome. But it was our first well, not our first camping trip, but our first overlanding trip in a truck tent camper. So just again, I guess it's kind of the first, the first time we set it up. And I think the other would probably be being on top of a mountain in a rainstorm. So that was probably the other most memorable part. A little freaky. But we made it. We all live.
Lori wants to know, Carol, what's your favorite theme, if any, for a junk journal?
Oh, if you've watch my channel for 5 minutes, you'll figure out it's memory keeping.
Yeah,
and
she's
pretty
darn good at that. She's pretty. It's amazing to watch those. I love those.
It's the heart of what started me journaling in junk journals, because of the ephemera. I I pick something up and immediately it can spark a positive memory and it gives me a reason to journal. And I can't save everything from my childhood in, full size form, but I can put a picture of it in a journal and write about it. And that just makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Teresa wants to know, when was the first time you heard the word junk journal?
Ooh.
I was teaching Bible journaling classes, and I think I watched a lot of people who were doing Bible journaling, and at some point somebody was kind of crossing over, and I'll go grab, while Angela's answering, I'll go grab one of my Bible journals and I'll show you where the crossover started happening for me.
Awesome. Mine probably was while I was still working full time, and I was teaching a course that is by Sean Acors, and it's called The Orange Frog. And it's the neuroscience behind happiness, and one of the processes in that they suggest is journaling, writing it down, meditation, and that kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I had several people in my course that would say, "Oh, I junk journal or I art journal," and that was the first time I had really heard of junk journaling. So I don't know, maybe 2013 or 14, but I never gave it much thought. I mean, at that time, I was honestly, I was so wrapped up in my career that I wasn't really doing much art at all then.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Yeah.
scrapbooking of my kids' stuff here and there, but not much.
What's your favorite place to travel? Sarah Lee wants to know. She wants to know
Mm,
from both of you, but we'll wait for Carol to come back. I'll ask her again when she comes back.
oh,
I'm here.
well,
Go ahead and answer it, Angela.
I guess, well, Colorado, I used to live in Colorado, so every time I go to Colorado is a wonderful time. But I love being anywhere near an ocean. And
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved our trip. My favorite trip is probably to Chilco, which is where we got engaged. Just, I mean, for a bajillion different reasons, but it is stunning there. Things, it's like once in a lifetime kind of trip. And if I could go anywhere, like if somebody said, okay, you can have all the money to make your first class trip and you can go to Australia and New Zealand, I'd go to see all my subscribers that live over there because that's a dream. Fiji, do
Where's
it all.
Chilco? Where's Chilco?
It's in British Columbia. It's Chilcotin, Chilcotin, and we stayed at the Chilco Wilderness Resort, which is owned by some friends of ours that live next door to Dave in Omaha. Um, and they have since retired and now are full time up there. So,
Carol, where's your favorite place to travel?
I I'm just excited for anything new, but I would say that any place exploring nature is going to be at the top of the list. I've enjoyed, you know, museums in Paris and history in Philadelphia, and we've traveled quite a bit, but there's just something about the awe of nature. It makes me feel very close to the creator, and I never want to lose that awe and appreciation for what's out there and what's been made, and that to me just really moves me. When we did that month-long trip, there were just so many times when we were in the right place at the right time and we just got our socks blessed off of us, because like one day we got in our kayak and we paddled kind of in a diamond shape around the lake because there were some ferries running and we didn't want to get in the path of the ferries, and we got to one corner of the lake and this mother grizzly bear comes out of the woods down to the edge of the water, And we were able to stay, a distance in the water away from her where we were safe, and just watch her with her 2 cubs. And I literally sat in that kayak and cried.
Oh,
I
I see.
was
Yeah.
laughing. But it's that kind of experience, getting out and being able to do something like that. And, we've had a lot going on between our family, and I had shoulder surgery, and we weren't able to travel as much in the last year. And I'm just excited for any opportunity to get back out into nature.
Yeah, nature's awesome.
We've got a bunch of questions, guys. This is so cool.
Well, let me quick show this, and
Yeah,
so
go
that
ahead
I
and
get
show your
back to her
thing. Yeah.
question. So here's the answer to my winded. I start having a crossover into junk journaling. It was in January of 2019, and I brought a bunch of paper ephemera to my Bible journaling retreat, and we did pages. And so this was the page from 2019, where I journaled Psalms 107, and then there's other ones here too. I'll show you just a couple more. So this one, I put a little flip in, and I used a little sheep and a bunch of washi tape and this die cut, and this plant came out of a book, and a stamp, and some little farm scene, and some hymnal pages. And so this is the last one I'll show you. More hymnal page and washi tape, but then I made a flip out of a seed packet and put some sewing fabric, and our coffee company we like to buy from, and then a tag.
Oh,
And I even coffee stained this.
that's
So
awesome.
that was the start of it right there, 2019. And then I started making journals from there, and started getting people started asking me to, commission journals. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. And then I decided to start a YouTube channel.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. We've got a new subscriber to the Traveling Crafter. Her name is Susan. Welcome, Susan. She's watching from Australia, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
That's
And
so
I
cool.
wonder, I
Welcome,
hope she,
Susan. Thank you for stopping in. Now, I'm telling y'all, there's a bunch of questions here. This is so awesome. I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm trying to, let me go back here.
Carrie.
Let's see. Angela, Candace wants to know, are you planning any more traveling before the holidays?
Not any major travel, but I think next weekend we're gonna do just a road trip, and just in Iowa. I don't think. Oh, and then I have a spring break trip that I'm supposed to take to. We're still debating this, and you guys can tell me in the comments. To Mexico with my daughter, and I said when they started planning this, anywhere but Mexico. And where did they book? Mexico. And I don't know, I'm having a little struggle with that because it's not good there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What makes them want to go? Why do they want to go?
Because they're 17 and 18 and they want to go to Mexico.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Guys. Carol Johnson wants to know. This is interesting to me too. Do you plan the entire journal out before you start, or do you just go for it?
Specifically a travel journal or any journal?
I think she's just talking about any journal. How do you do your journaling? How do you create a journal?
Well, Carol knows me, so she knows I don't plan much. So I'm that's not true with journals, but I'll let Carol answer that one first.
I mean, I am doing this on the fly. I had the idea of using this, and really the only thing I planned ahead of time was that I had a handful of ephemera. I had books I could pull from, and I knew that I wanted to do something folding the pages to kind of make them more sturdy. So I glued these two together. I folded this one long ways. I folded this in like an accordion style to make a little tuck. And then I just glued it back in. This is a long skinny page, and then the front 2 pages are the same. But I knew I wanted to fold them, but I didn't have an exact plan of how I wanted to fold them until I literally started here.
You're kind of making an altered book, really.
Yeah, exactly. I do a lot of altered books. That's my memory keeping too.
Yeah, I like to do altered books because it's easy. Like,
Okay, so
you know,
since Lori asked Carol specifically what her favorite theme was, Sarah with New England Junk Journals is just got a question, but we'll point it to Angela. So, Angela, what is your favorite style of journal to make?
uh, well, I am any journal that I have an inspiration for. I'm really, I, I could probably tell you more what I wouldn't do versus what I would do. Um, I'm very color and like from my design background. Um, if a color palette speaks to me, then I want to do a journal on something or some, if it's a flower or if it's a shabby chic. But I'm very drawn towards shabby chic, very drawn towards the 50s, 60s, probably even more the 50s and 60s versus the 70s, although I do like the 70s. So that's probably where I would land. Uh, and I have kind of, I've experimented with lots of types of journals. Um, but hands down, doing binder journals are my very favorite. I love to do lap books, and I was just thinking, I was watching one of our new channels. Who was that? Um, I think it was Teresa Change, maybe Tess. It was either Tess or Anita that was doing. She had a purple. Oh no, it was Tess. She did a purple lap book, and I watched that this morning, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I haven't done a lap book in forever." So I do enjoy those types of journals, but you kind of got to stick with what you love. But if I feel like I'm in a rut, I'll try anything once.
Karen Bloom wants to know. This is interesting. This is a good question, Karen. I wonder if she's thinking about a channel because here's her question. How much time a week does it take to create and manage your YouTube channel?
That's a great question.
It is a good question, isn't it? Because I'm
Hmm.
going to tell you something. I struggle with the balance of having a full-time job, channel and video, and then also creating because I want to create. I want to craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very hard question. I will, shoot a video. I'll shoot videos on a day I have the house to myself, and then I'll edit them closer to when I'm gonna post them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like Thrifty Thursdays, I do those a couple weeks ahead usually. But for the
Yeah.
most part, what you're getting is pretty close to real time because I just don't have that much time to because I'm working full time still too and trying to help out with the baby and
Yeah.
Right.
so I hope my productivity with videos and things will improve as I
Yeah.
am retiring in January, but who knows? I may be doing more with baby, but it if I had to quantify it, I would probably say I spend about maybe 10 hours a week on the actual channel, just like for video content and answering the comments. But
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time every night. I try to watch at least, you know 10 videos and try to comment on other people's videos
You get
because
that much in? Do you think you get 10 videos a night? You said a
yeah,
night?
and I'll be honest, I would rather watch the whole video on fast forward, like
Mm-hmm.
not fast forward, I'm saying that wrong. I would rather watch it at a higher speed, and
Right.
I based on how quickly you talk, that determines how fast I can watch your video.
Right.
If
Right.
you're a fast talker, I got to watch you slower.
Right.
but
Sure.
But that just really helps if you don't know about watching in 1.5 speed or 1.75 speed and you want to watch more content. That's a big helper. And then I always try and comment when I watch something,
Yeah.
but that's not always possible either, just because of the time. But I really feel like if you don't know I'm there watching, then I can't
Right.
build relationship with you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And for you guys that don't, if you don't know that, you can, in the settings of the video that you're watching, hit that little cog wheel. That's what I call it anyway. I don't know. It's a little settings wheel, and you can, the playback speed you can increase there. So
Yeah.
do you think 10 hours is how you would quantify that, Carol, for
and,
just
and
video purposes?
right, and I do edit my videos. I don't just shoot it and put it up as is. I do some
Yeah.
editing, and so that takes a little longer. And really, I'm shooting to have at least 2 videos up a week. Sometimes
Yeah.
3 and some shorts. I definitely had to increase, what I was doing when I was started doing the 100-day challenge, and then life happens and I got behind. But I did shorts. That was my first experience with shorts. Is I'm like, I want to do these videos, so
Yeah.
I should figure out how to do shorts, because I'm not going to have time to do full length videos for every one of them,
Right.
like Angela.
Right. Angela, now you have the kids still, so you've got stuff.
Yeah, I got lots of stuff, but what I mean, and I manage our all our social media for our businesses as well. But so I know that you guys who know me know I do squirrel a lot, and it's true. But when it comes to my channel, I run it like a business, and I am extremely disciplined about how I go about my week. So, and because I do um, live sales, and I'm getting more consistent thanks to these two ladies at doing these. I have, I make a certain day my thrifting videos. Usually I will do those when because I can't. I've got to put stuff away, and a couple times, but recently I couldn't. So I will do those. I will sit down and do all of them, maybe 3 to 5 of them, all in one sitting so that I can put all that stuff away because I get, overwhelmed if my stuff isn't where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take one, if I've been somewhere, I will do all of those at once. And then I usually never film on Mondays because to me, I don't know, Monday's Monday and I just don't want to. So that's when I do a lot of my administrative things. And then on uh, Wednesday, I get ready for my sale and I try to do 2 weeks in advance. So I have, 60 items that I have at the ready, minus
Mm-hmm.
my handmade things. And then, Thursday I do my lives. And then, depending on what the schedule is, I like to do my invoicing on the day after, but with family stuff, it doesn't always work that way. So that sometimes has to be on Saturday or Sunday. But so I'm very, very regimented about what I get done. And if the spirit moves me, I have to do whatever that thing is. And so, like yesterday it was I needed to get my invoicing done, which usually I would not do on a Friday because I've got Landon coming home and all that. But I just sat down and knocked it out, and it was done before Dave even got here. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, and that's why I'm hanging out with Angela, because she's a great mentor around that kind of stuff. And once I retire, I will be watching the baby a little bit, but not every day. And so I'm looking forward to being able to be more regimented. I'm a very scheduling kind of person in my everyday life and my work life anyway. And but with junk journaling and the channel, it my week changes so much with work that I kind of have to go with the flow more with that. And I'm actually looking forward to more regularity with it once I retire.
Now, I will say, if any of you are thinking about having a channel, and I say, I do run this as a business, um, because I have to. I mean, for the way my brain thinks, that's why the way I have to do it. And especially with doing live sales and such. But I would also tell you that, um, when I worked corporate America, I loved my job. I never ever felt a day in my career that I was ever working. It was always fun. So, the day that this does not become fun to me is not, I need to reset and think about that, because, um, while yes, it's work, I get excited every time I get up, and when I get up in the morning, or when I get up at 3:45 and I'm creating digitals. What's um, I find time. I use my space as a time when I can to do something productive if I can. But usually it's always something pretty fun.
I want to jump into this one, and I'll just tell you guys this as a new to the whole world, even for social media. I had gotten off of Facebook years ago. I still don't have a Facebook, because I just didn't social media. I thought that a lot of people use social media as their personal psychiatrist or their platform to talk about, whatever the du jour is, right? I mean, and it was just not something I wanted to fill my mind space with. So I just stopped social media. And so for me, if you would have told me a year ago that I was going to have a YouTube channel, I'd have told you were crazy, because it just was not something that was appealing to me. But I did it to fill a void. And like Angela is talking about, I do this because it's fun to me. And when
Mhm.
it stops being fun, I'm going to stop doing it.
Right.
It's
Right.
as simple as that. I'm not going to fill my personal time with anything that's not fun or a creative outlet. I'm just not going to do it.
Right.
So, with that being said, I and have always been wound very tight. I say this to you guys a lot, and I still am. I think things have to be a certain way, and everything has a place, and yada yada yada. This experience is teaching me that that's not necessarily the best way to be, or um, especially for this craft. So whenever I look at my YouTube channel, I know, like, all the experts will tell you, because I go watch them, and they tell you, oh, you need to have a scheduled output of videos, and you need to do this, and you need to do that. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. While I would love to be able to do that, because I am a very structured person, I can't, because I
Right.
don't have enough knowledge to even have a content calendar. I don't know what's coming next, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So if you guys are even thinking about launching a channel, don't limit yourselves into what it should be.
Amen.
Right.
If it's something that interests you, just go do it.
Right.
I really, go look back on my very first video compared to my videos today. They were horrible.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you really want to, and I don't think there's a creator. I don't care what the topic is. If if you go and you filter a channel by the oldest video and you watch that one first, you'll be like, "Oh, if they can do it, I can do it." I mean, my
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
yeah,
my videos are still, I listen, my videography skills are not stellar. I mean, come on, guys. Everybody's got to start somewhere, is what I'm saying. So if you're interested in it, I would just encourage you to do it. It's about what you want to do and what you love to do. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it, because for whatever reason, I don't, in this venture in my life, I don't overcomplicate it. I just do it. If I sit here today and I think to myself, self, I want to do this hashtag called tag your turn because I want to see how other creators make a tag. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. So Sierra had a great question.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask, is Sierra in the house?
Sierra's in the house. Cooley
Cooley
Craft
Craft.
Corner.
Awesome. These coin envelopes were from her. I was
Oh,
just
cool.
using them up.
Oh, that's cool. Look what a great segue we did.
Yeah.
Hey, so Sierra's question is this. Supply you love to buy but hardly use.
Mm.
I don't, gosh. I'm looking around my craft room going, I love to buy.
I'm going to tell you mine. I bought it's a We Are Memory Keepers product. It's a stamp. It's a punch, but it was all the letters. Like you could create, it's got this little board where you can put the letters in and you could create a word or somebody's name. And then you push down this thing and you stand. I had to have that. Yeah. Bought that several months back. I've used it twice. Yeah. Had to have it though. Had to have that. That's mine.
I'm thinking. I have not purchased. Well, no, that's not true. I've purchased some of the cling stamps, but I have a lot of stamps, like boxes and boxes of wood block stamps, and I really need to use them more. I sold some at the sale because somebody needs to be using these things, but I do wish I would use them a little more.
Yeah, I am kind of addicted. Well, I'm not addicted to stamps, but I really like them. Gosh, I don't know. Well, if truth be told, I don't go to, by the way, if you've been to Hobby Lobby lately, I don't know what's going, but they're going downhill. Like,
yeah, they are. You talking about the quantity of crafts they got is getting less and less? Yeah.
I was like,
ridiculous. I don't
when
know
I
what's
walk
happening.
out with 2 items in my cart, there's a problem. Like,
where are we gonna go to get supply? This is insane. Like,
that's why Amazon is so popular, because
I guess
you can get everything on there.
But
sometimes you want to go touch it. Sometimes I want to go feel it. I want to see it.
Definitely.
So I had not been in there for months, and so I don't, other than glue, I don't really go to like a retail store for anything. But if I were real honest with you, the thing that I love to buy and don't use enough is probably books, because I either need to stop buying as many books or start creating. I mean, working 24/7 to be creating journals, because God knows I think I have like 25 or more binders.
Wow, that's
and I sell them.
Right.
So that's what I have in my possession that I
yeah.
Well, I would say fabric, because I have a lot of fabric, but I use them for journal binding and things like that, but I sew them on edges. I make little toppers, but my volume of fabric to actually using in my junk journal is it's the scale is very tipped.
That's one of the things that has helped, is having my live sales. So I don't feel quite as guilty when I buy a yard of fabric that I know I'm never going to use the whole thing, because I just take it off enough that I can make a journal cover and maybe a few tags, and the rest I put in my pile to eventually cut up and bring to live sales, or just sell like it is, because I don't need that much. And so that's one thing that I've learned to kind of figure out how to do it. Before I ever put anything away, I cut it up to get made, everything else gets sold.
Yeah. Sandy wants to know, what's the farthest place you've traveled to?
Oh.
It's probably, I think it would be Paris for me. I think Iceland, but that was on the way to Paris.
Yeah, it's either probably, I've been to Europe, so I think that would probably, Be the farthest.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Cynthia Reyes wants to know, when you travel, are you adventurous and try the local cuisine?
Oh yes,
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
except in Iceland, because they they have this freeze-dried shark that somebody told me tasted like, I hate to even say this, on maybe I shouldn't, 100-year-old pea soaked mattress. And I was like,
Well,
nope.
that sounds tasty.
Yeah. It's very ammonia-y, and so we were not intending to see it, taste it, or smell it. And then we went to one of the Airbnbs we stayed in one night, had this little box in the freezer, and
Oh.
it was labeled, and we're like, oh, another tourist purchased it to try it, and they left it behind, and all we did was crack the lid, and oh no.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
but
Yeah,
No.
we're pretty
the only
adventurous otherwise.
yeah, Dave and I are too. We don't we'll we'll try pretty much everything. One thing I won't probably ever try. I don't think I've ever tried it, and probably won't ever, because I'm deathly afraid of snakes. So like I know rattlesnake is supposed to taste like chicken, but the thought of it like gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not because I'm sure the taste isn't good, but just because I don't like snakes. So that's probably the only thing.
Marcella Toth wants to know, how do you choose? This is a good question. Golly, these are good questions. How do you choose what to take to craft while you are traveling?
Oh, that's a great question.
Isn't that a good question? I'm loving this.
Angela, you take this one first. I have to turn my camera around so I can plug in. I'm losing battery.
Oh yeah, you got it. Well, Marcella, I have I do have a playlist specific about traveling crafts, and so I do go over in detail, everything that I take in my bag, and I just did one for South Dakota too. But so my advice to you, to answer your question specifically here, is what I start with. Now, when I went to South Dakota, I didn't know what was going to happen if we were going to be rained in. I took way more than I needed, but I just take the staples. I have a little bag. It's like a zippered pouch, and it has everything I need: glue, a punch, a paper punch, corner rounder, which did not have on my last trip, and um, stuff to bind. A journal, my thread, my needle, and then I usually always take things to fussy cut, because I don't like to fussy cut. So that's a good in the car craft. I oftentimes will take uh, like a slow stitch or something like that I can do in the car. Like I like to do punch needle, uh, or I'll just take little pieces of uh, scraps that I can make into little clusters, or something easy that doesn't take up a lot of space, and I keep them in. I'll show you, in these clear envelopes. So I'll have all my fussy cut, and then I put some little Ziplocs in there to hold everything. And then I'll put, you know, my little punch needle in that. And then it all fits nice and neatly. And then I can just pull out whichever thing that I want. And then I always take an empty one to put in all of my stuff, which that didn't work so well on this last trip because it was overflowing. But and then I just take maybe some scraps. And what I do is I have at home, I have my scraps very organized by strips and by non-print and printed paper. And then for that, I just do one and I shove a whole bunch in there, and that's all I take. Oh, and I always take my watercolors and my watercolor pen, my watercolor pencils and markers, and my watercolor pen.
Hey, just to let y'all know too, baby Jay is here, Sierra's little baby. So, hey, baby Jay.
Hi,
Hi,
baby
baby
Jay.
If
Jay.
y'all don't follow Sierra on Instagram, she often posts little baby Jay. He's on there. He's on there too. We love to see him. I just saw somebody. Let me see something. Love for Papers here. Love for Paper. Put your first name in so we can see what your first name is, please.
No obligation, but please.
Oh, listen. Okay, so now Teresa's got jokes. Okay, let me read you her question. This is just at Carrie. How's that cookbook journal coming? She says, if you know, you know. Yeah, she's calling me out's what she's doing.
Oh.
You got jokes, Teresa.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. Let's see what else is got questions here. Got Carol Johnson said she was having a hard time keeping up with the chat, and I responded to her and told her, "Yeah, me too, and I'm the moderator."
Oh.
Oh my gosh!
Well,
Let's
that's a good
see.
thing. It means you guys are having a great time, and that's
Oh my
important.
gosh, they are having. Listen, this is a great session here.
Do you want, Carrie? Do you want to draw? Do you want me to draw for one of the first
Yeah,
prizes?
that's what I was looking at real quick. Let me make sure, because I think I got through all the questions. I wanted to make sure that we got through all of them, and I think I did, guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I think I captured all the cues in here. Yeah, let's draw.
I think baby Jay, by the way, is related to our husbands, because she just said, Carrie, he's snoring away while we talk, so he must be related.
This is what I told Angela earlier. We were having this conversation about sleeping, and I said, you know, the phrase "I want to sleep like a baby." I've always said I want to sleep like a man. Okay, I don't. Please.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna see this up here in a second. Make sure that it works. And can you see my screen?
Yes. Oh, and there's 14 entries. Yes, we can see.
So here's what can happen, just so you guys know. So I'm gonna draw, and then you guys can keep asking questions using that cue with a space. And then if we want to do another drawing, then I can just draw again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Look at that. It's kind of cool to see your avatars in there. So I'm like, oh.
Lori! Yay!
Awesome. Oh, I suppose we want to talk about what we're gonna give away, huh?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Maybe. Yeah, let me go. I gotta get it. Hang on.
Love for
Hang
paper.
on.
Let me just say this real quick, guys. Love for paper. I'm just seeing your question, and I'll ask it in just a minute.
And while Angela's getting her things together for what she's giving away, I'll quick answer what I bring when I go on a trip. So hopefully that helps. So it really, for me, it depends if I'm flying or road tripping. If I'm road tripping, I'm packing way more in, because I'll work on stuff while we're driving, like Angela said, and I'll usually look for things ahead of time of the trip. I love old ephemera, and so I'll look for old national park maps and things like that. And if I know we're gonna be in that neck of the woods, I'll bring something along to try and fit it in, because I love the old stuff. Like this map of Lassen that I'm using right now is from 1950, and I'm sticking it on the back of the brand new brochure. But so I'll look for things like state flashcards or old calendar pages or maps and things. I look for some kind of basic papers that maybe if I know we're going to be outdoorsy, then I look for the kind of outdoorsy theme paper that I can put on the back of things for journaling. And I also bring, scissors, glue, a punch, a stapler, maybe a needle and some embroidery thread. Yeah, just options for getting things stuck in. I bring extra paper clips because sometimes those uh, postcards, I just want to clip them in real quick. If I'm flying, I am careful what size scissors I bring. Don't want to donate any more scissors to TSA.
Right, exactly.
Right, exactly.
And I'll bring I kind of tend to pick a color palette. So like for my big chunky journal, it was like everything was blue and green pretty much. And then, I could use accent colors, but I brought washi tape and things in those colors and maybe some botanical. I knew we were going to be in the mountains and the lakes, and so I just picked things that went along with that. I'll also throw in some tiny envelopes because it helps. And then the last thing is I always bring some kind of an old book that's got a heavy cover, and I will gather wildflowers and press them in the book, and I shove it in the little pocket on the door of our truck, and I'll collect them as I go, and then I'll glue them in when I get home, usually with some matte gel medium or clear gesso.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And if you
Nicole
want,
with love. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. Are you going to answer ask another question?
Well, I was going to say Nicole with love for paper wanted to know what glue you guys use. The chat group is giving her their responses too, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to answer.
Okay. And I will just say before we go off the supplies, like I said, that maybe I'll send the link to those videos on every single thing that I bring along and my tips and tricks on traveling crafts, so you guys have it right there and you can click on it after this. So
oh, cool, that's a good idea.
That's exactly what Carol has in her hand, is exactly what I use.
Okay, I'm going to scroll just a second because I had this issue today and I didn't know, but I know there's a way to do it. My Fabri-Tac got hard. How do I thin it out?
Add acetone.
Okay.
Yeah, pure acetone if you have it.
How do you just add a little bit at a time until it thins out enough to use?
Pure acetone is the stuff. Yeah, like pure acetone is the stuff
I have
that
the pure acetone. Yeah. So
so
if you guys have that issue, because Fabri-Tac is expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and I don't know, do you guys use this tip with the Fabri-Tac? Do you?
Oh, well, I have been. Yeah.
Let's see, where you punch up instead of removing the metal piece in the top, you punch a hole in it, and then it keeps it from volcanoing.
Is that how you can do that? Because
yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't think that works though if you have it in a Sugar Bell bottle.
Oh, I don't know. I've never gotten those. Yeah.
Which I do have to tell you about on the glue topic. So the craft bond is what I've been using now. My very favorite is 3M Scotch Create permanent. It's amazing, but it's sometimes hard to find. So that you have is that's exactly what I use, is the craft bond for backup, extra strength. But the Sugar Bell bottles, if you see mine, this is my very favorite med tape, but it's there because this is the second bottle that I've owned that has gotten a hole in it. Not from me puncturing a hole, but it just gave out. So just be aware if you are using those and all of a sudden you're like, where's all this glue coming from? It could be from that. Okay. Should I show Lori what she's gonna get?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I don't know, must have been last week. It was sometime, it was around the time that I wasn't feeling so hot. I created this digital, but I didn't really love the way it looked. So I laid around and created all of these altered little pieces. And I really liked how they turned out. So I created it, and it is on my Ko-fi. So I created a 2-page digital from all of the pieces that I created. So that, my dear Lori, is what you are getting today for your prize. And I should probably say that if you came here for the mushies, I am giving a kit away at one of our giveaways because I know you guys were pretty excited about that. And as promised, it is also up on Ko-fi and available for you to purchase. Thank you, Carrie.
Very nice. Okay, I'm going to put those Ko-fi sites in again just in case. You'll see that I'll put them in periodically for you guys because again, you can go get the Love a Little channel list, and then you can also explore both Carol and Angela's Ko-fi sites for different digitals that they may have in there. And you can favorite their shops, right? You can favorite their shops.
Yep, you sure can.
My digitals won't be there till I retire, probably.
Right.
You have physical items in there, right?
I will.
Yeah. What was I just gonna say?
I was
going to show you this really quick. So this was from that Goodnight South Dakota book, and so I put my book away because I was getting a little overwhelmed with. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I only have so many pages, and it's kind of like I have to process it when I'm not talking. So I put that aside. So what I'm doing is I'm using some of the stuff that I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use in my journal, and I'm going to just make ephemera to put in that South Dakota travel journal. So if anybody's going to South Dakota, or not travel journal, the South Dakota travel bundle. So if anybody's going to South Dakota and they need some South Dakota stuff, hit me up. I got a lot. It's already full of tons of stuff in there. So I just took a break and I'm just doing some ephemera. And these are, I'm in love with using the old board books for my tags and my journal cards. Now I wouldn't put too many in a journal because they are heavy, but I thought this was cute because Needle's Eye Tunnel was one of my favorites on my South Dakota, my Black Hills trip. So I did do that.
Now, are you just using those just like for the content of the actual, because Carla uses them for writing boards. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, you could use them for a writing board. I did not, I think that's a great idea, Carla, but I did not buy any large enough to do for a writing board. So mine, I'm just using them. That's one side. I can write on this, and there's Smoky Bear and whatever other things that I decide to shove in there. But yeah. So
Angela, you're on Instagram, and what's your Instagram? I'm gonna type it in here because I don't have it.
Oh, it's the Traveling Crafter as well. I will have to say when we talk about social media, I do have a Traveling Crafter and Friends group. I think something had to give, right? So I honestly don't do anything with it. So I really pretty much just concentrated on Instagram and well, I do have TikTok, but don't go looking for a whole lot of dance moves or any funny because I don't really have any. But you guys can still keep asking your Q space and then the questions, and then we can draw again a little bit later. Okay, what was I gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna go
guys, because we got a couple of new folks in here. Let me explain that real quick. If you have a question, just put the Q, the letter Q, and a space. Ask your question, and then as I get like a few questions geared up, I'll start asking those for you to Angela and Carol. What'll happen then is later on down the line, Angela can do a drawing using all those Q comments.
Thank you. That was very well done. Okay, hang on here. I got to go to I'm going to put this in. We're trying to find that playlist for them. So if you only see my elbow, I apologize. I was just looking at my items around the house. I was just thinking about this. That's I really enjoyed doing that hashtag but I'm also really looking forward to just getting back into the index card challenge and the sewing notion Sundays. And when I look at my playlist, I'm like, oh, I miss doing that.
Listen, too, guys, I'm gonna do a shameless plug because Kara joined us from Paper Confessions.
Hi.
And Carol has actually joined her latest challenge. Carol, you want to tell us about that challenge that she's doing?
It's the vintage sewing pattern challenge, and there are 4 weeks. We still have a couple weeks left, and you're welcome to go back and do the first 2 weeks. But you just make 5 things with a sewing pattern or the pattern pieces inside or the instructions, whatever, and post a video. And the first week was vintage, the second week was fall, and next week is like sewing notions or sewing, just general sewing theme. And you just make 5 things, use your stash. It's kind of a get inspired with what you have and do something different, try something different kind of thing. And I love joining challenges because it does stretch us.
Thank you so much. Let's see. I got a couple of questions coming in, but I'm going to let them build up a little bit. I'm just trying to get some clarification. Oh, look, Kawaii Memo Love is here.
Hi.
Hey. I love it that people are still coming in. This is awesome. Oh, Carla Frizzell said that you can also use, this is a good point, you can also use little golden book covers for different things like writing books and stuff. But the point that I want to make is this. When you see a book on, because I'm new, remember, I didn't know this, how many books I have passed up in the past before I started understanding all the things you could use books for. But just think about it. If you see a book and the inside is not so great, no matter what the book is, think of the cover. You could use if it's appealing to you, you can still use the cover. And especially if you're getting them at great prices, like thrift store prices, right?
Yeah.
So just think of the applications you can use all different kinds of book covers for.
I have to tell you a book cover story.
Please.
So my last commissioned journal, I basically chose 2 different kind of blue green covers because that's the colors she said she liked. And I sent her photos of the 2 journal covers that I had chosen based on her color choices. And one of them, it was called The Green Leaf. That was the title on the cover. The other one was called BF's Daughter. And I sent her the 2 pictures of those covers, and I said, which one do you like? And if you don't like these, I have some marble, like Shakespeare covers. I'm giving her all the options, right? She's like, where did you get BF's Daughter? And I said, it just was here in my stash. And she said, both of my parents' initials are BF.
No.
So of course, yes, she had to have that as her cover for her journal.
How awesome.
She commissioned me to do a memory keeping journal for her, and it just gives me chills because I feel like there's no accidents in this. Like I feel like my journey with junk journaling is very much guided by divine intervention.
Yeah, I agree with that, Stat. I think my journey is divine intervention too. Carla has not a question, but she wanted to let you know, Carol, she loved the flip tag that you made. Great idea.
Thank you. It's
Me too.
You want to see it, guys?
Yeah, I do want to see it. I want to see it.
Here's my flip tag. This was from the challenge that I'm doing with Paper Confessions with Karamia and BB's Closet Creation. So it flips this way, and then it also flips this way. And these are our little sewing pattern girls. Some from the instructions, some of the pattern paper, and then I did a little bit of memory keeping and went back to when I used to iron crayons into wax paper in kindergarten. And then this was a total mashup. So this flower is made out of pencil shavings, which is one of the Angela's around the house 100-day challenge.
But what is that? What is that? A file folder you use?
Yeah. See the
Okay.
little line?
I see
there?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super
And then
cute.
that
I love
button
it.
is looks like a smiley face.
What?
The button at the top looks like a smiley face.
Oh.
Look at it.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like like one of those yellow smiley faces.
Well, it is all 70s stuff. Well, the smiley face is a 60s thing, though. I think it started in the 60s.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm having a craft-a-lanch over here, and so I'm trying to.
Well, at least,
All
but
of these
the
fell off my-
dogs haven't barked yet, Angela. So.
Well, they have. But hey, while I'm having my craft-a-lanch, I got to show you this. Oh my gosh, everything fell off. Well, first of all, isn't that funny that came up? So when I was looking, and it's kind of along the same vein of those board books, right? And so I found this whole box. I mean, this is a pretty big stack, and they're the same thickness as a board book page. I'm like, oh, these would be awesome to use for, I mean, they're perfect for a tag or for a journal card. Well, I got them home and I opened up the box. Check it out. And if you've seen the video where I made these by hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Already done
That's
for me.
awesome. I need the squirrel, Angela.
I know. I need to just look at it every time so I stay focused. Look at his.
Angela, how many of those? That's the whole stack? Good grief.
And they don't come off like
awesome.
they stop. So
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to use a real if you wanted to recover them, but I think they'd just be cute in a journal like that.
Yeah, definitely. I actually made those hidden slide things like that out of that same person I was just talking about
Yeah.
with a journal cover. I did it with her airline tickets.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sierra's leaving us. Bye. Sierra's got to go make dinner. Bye, Sierra.
Bye, Sierra.
Bye, Sierra. Hug your boys.
Oh, and her son that had the concussion is doing a little better today. So I'd
good.
asked her that earlier.
Oh, I'm telling you that. I mean, when she said that, my heart just sank because
Yeah,
Demi had. I mean, she's had many, and it doesn't get any easier no matter how old they are.
I'm going to go ahead and ask this question as kind of a segue a little bit. Love for Paper is asking this. How often do you do live crafting?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. So when I started the journey on this, I intended to do it every month, and I have a great lineup of friends who agreed to do it. Well, then summer came, and it all went to hell in a handbasket, as my my grandmother used to say. So I got off track a little bit, but thanks to Carrie and Carol, we've kind of joined forces to be able to do this, and we want to do it every month, and see how it goes. We, Carol and Carrie are working full time outside of the house, so that's what we would like to do. Would you agree, ladies?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
But there may be some exceptions depending on what happens. But and if you don't catch us live, and on a very rare occasion, I will just hop on and do a live, but not very often. It's very, very seldom. I think I've done it maybe once or twice. But then
do I dare say this? There are a few people that are in the chat room who are more than welcome to also come and do a live craft and chat. It's the possibilities are endless. We want to be we'd like to have the community be a part of this, a big part of this. It's not just us.
Right. And if you don't reach out to us, it's okay. We'll probably reach out to you anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but it is, listen, it is, let me just clarify so everybody understands this. And I keep telling Angela this because she is so wonderful to both Carol and I. And
Yes.
she always includes us, and she always asks for our opinion, and she wants, us to be involved. But Angela is 51% owner of this. It's her channel. It's her baby. It's Angela, the traveling crafter, and friends. Just so that we're clear. I mean, we do appreciate her and all that she does for us, but this is Angela's baby. This is Angela.
Well,
We are
I
here to
appreciate that.
support her.
But it's a way more fun journey when it's done with friends. And I say
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
I say that about our live sales too, and
Yeah.
it's just been great. But there are some folks in the chat, or maybe they're not all still here right now, that have done it. Lori from Enchanted Dreams has been a guest.
Yeah.
Both BB from BB's
And
Club
Kara.
Creation and Kara from Paper Confessions with Kara Mia. I have a few others that are on the docket that have committed. Dale McVeigh has said yes, she would do it, but she also had life, as did Meg from Chasing Retro. So I just need to get back on track and see when they're available. And I'm very respectful of people's time. I don't want to put any pressure on others. And I'm hoping that as we do more of these, people see how relaxed and laid back it is. There's no reason to be nervous. There's no reason to be, worried about it. Just to have fun. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. I'm easy. The rules are the rules are there are no rules. So I roll with the punches pretty well, and I try to make life easy on everyone, including myself. So
I'd like to poll the group along those same lines. If you guys would just respond, do you think once a month is a good that's a good time? Like, is once a month okay? And maybe I should wait and ask this separately, but once a month at Saturdays at 4 p.m. Is that good for everybody? Does that seem to be, because we get great responses at this time. This is the second time that we've done it together, right? And we always have folks here.
I don't know. We may have done it at 3:00 last time.
Was it?
I don't know.
I know between 3 and 4. Who knows?
Well, we don't know.
Well, and maybe the 3:00 time, like put 3 or 4 in the comments what you like, because maybe
Good idea,
4 o'clock's
Carol.
too close to dinner for people. I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe
guys,
Saturday.
Put 3 or 4 o'clock, 3 or 4, if those are the times that you would prefer.
Central
Or
time.
maybe Saturday isn't the day for you guys, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
not
just
that we can change it, but we just want to hear what you say.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a couple of other questions coming in. What's your favorite thing? Karen Bloom wants to know, what's your favorite thing to include in your journal?
In the travel journal or any journal?
She just says in your journals.
Vintage ephemera.
Yep.
Vintage ephemera. Both of you vintage ephemera?
Man, the two of us work real hard on finding vintage ephemera. So it's like, to me, it's like gold. I don't know what you think, Carol, but
yeah,
it's going in. Yeah, for sure.
Veronica wants to know, other than journals, what is your other favorite craft to make?
Oh.
That's a good one, huh?
Bible
We've got some good questions tonight.
Yeah.
Bible journaling for me. I also do photography, portrait photography, so that's kind of fun for me. I've done a lot of things over the years. I kind of like learning new things, and so I'll try my hand at just about anything.
Yeah,
what about you?
I do too. I love doing photography. My mom's an excellent photographer, and so it's fun to like go on trips and do, when we are out and about, like do photo shoots. Not that I'm standing there taking a bunch of pictures of Dave, although he'd probably love it. But of things, or my mom likes to do walking tours and do just pictures of buildings and pictures of street art and things like that. So I enjoy that as something relaxing, but I oftentimes don't, take my camera along with me. But when I'm at home, uh, you know, Dave and I have renovated and redesigned houses for several years, and so I have a love of doing that, although I know it's not really a craft. I like to decorate for the holidays and, upcycle furniture when I can. I don't know. I do love watercolor a lot. I'm not an excellent watercolorist or um, painter in general, but if I had to choose one, I really love to do watercolor.
Kawaii Memo Love, Christine, Kawaii Memo Love asked, what were the first junk journals you ever made?
Oh, I have mine. I have one of mine right here.
Me too.
I think I've seen this in a video. I think if it's the
I'll
same
never
one I'm
get rid of
thinking
it
of.
because it's a first, right? Is that how
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Oh, show us, Carol.
Sorry, I gotta glue my bat down before he dries.
Don't forget the
Yeah,
bat.
this was my first junk journal, and I just recently picked it up again and actually started memory keeping in it for our farm journal. For a farm journal, we live on a couple acres, so we call it our little farm. We have farm animals and orchard and garden and that kind of stuff. And and I've got my little tag thing from Tag Your Turn from Miss Carrie's hashtag. This is the tag I did for her challenge, and so that's in here. But it's just a binder journal, and I took a bunch of random scrapbooking paper, some stickers, and threw this together as my first journal. And then it sat on the shelf for a few years because I started trying to my hand at book binding and all that kind of stuff, and started doing commission journals for people. And I've started memory keeping in this one again, and just memories about our farm. Like, here's my cute little girly with her first chicks she ever had, my older daughter. They hatched chicks in her kindergarten class, and she got to bring them home.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Let's see. I'm trying to grab this one. It's okay. So mine is up here, but I also did. I think I shared it in the video the other day, but I did magazine journals. So when I was talking about, I took this huge magazine that I think was from Landon's, something he got from college, and I was able to do 2 journals that went this way.
uh-huh.
Well, maybe I must have had 3. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But then I cut this one in half. So this is actually a magazine. So I did this one. I don't know if I did exactly this one, but this is the kind of journal that I did. So, but the first one that really, like, I took forever in, and I completely intended, our mercantile, our shop at the venue was still, we were having our farmers market every week. And so I really did intend at that time to sell this, but then I liked it too much. So, and plus it took me forever.
Uh-huh.
And I did the corset binding, and this is a lap book, which I do. Like I said, I love to do lap books. And it's 2 miniature little golden books. So it folds out this way, and then the spine is here, and it folds into itself. I really need to do another one of these. I see. It must be. I watched a video about it, and then we talked about this. It must be calling me to do this. But then you've got 1, 2. Just so you know, you could put pictures in. It was meant, what I meant it for was like a birthday journal, or for bringing home baby, and you had people coming to visit, and then you could put like they could put little notes in there and things like that. And then I'm guessing I'm going to keep this till I have grandkids, and hopefully I get a girl. But then there's a journal to write on. But my favorite part of it is something back from my scrapbooking days. And if you open this up, this is a record your voice, and um, pull this out, and then you can either record the baby's voice or you can leave a message to the baby.
Oh,
Yeah. And I thought this was hooked to it at one time, but apparently I didn't hook it. I guess not, because that's where you have to record it. But I put that all together with it. And I can't even tell you how long this journal took me. A long time, because I'm pretty sure I followed tutorial. I mean, I didn't just make this up myself. I followed somebody's tutorial. Who was it?
how long ago was that, Angela?
Well, it was before we were in quarantine. So 2018, 19.
Wow.
Time doesn't really make sense to me. It was before, I'm pretty sure it was before we were in quarantine. Yeah, because I wouldn't have had the farmer's market. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
it sounds
cool.
like we started around the same time in 2019. You just got way far ahead.
Teresa,
fast.
this question is along the same lines. It may have the same answer. It might, but it might not. Teresa asked, what is your favorite journal that you completed, and did you keep it?
Oh.
I'm trying to think.
Is it bad if I say every journal is my favorite journal? Because they really are. Like, for different reasons, you know?
Yeah.
I have to run to the other room and grab it, but I will say it's I will always keep my memory keeping journals, and I really enjoy making them for other people. But of course, I love mine that I've actually filled now the best.
If anybody wonders what randomness I'm doing, I'm just organizing because I felt like I was just shuffling all my papers around, so I needed to step away from it. So that's what I'm doing. Um, Mine probably was my cookbook journal that I did for my mom and dad. So I um, asked my family members, aunts, uncles, to handwrite favorite recipes so that I could put it in there. I got recipes that were handwritten from my grandparents, and I had some of their old recipes and recipe books, so I used those, and so that's probably my very favorite. Which to me, it's still in the family, But I love doing journal uh, binder cookbooks, and those kind of farmish ones. But that one was pretty special.
Yeah, that would be special. I can totally see why you love it. Yeah, here's my first memory keeping journal I ever did, and it's an altered book. It altered cookbooks, and these are actually paper dolls from my childhood that I had saved. And this paper doll looks exactly like my best friend growing up. But yeah, this is really precious to me. This was the first one that I actually completed, and this one will stay in my possession as long as I'm around to keep it.
That's awesome. I thought about this the other day, and I know you were really good about keeping your memorabilia from, when you were young. And I mean, I think I was pretty good. For a long time, but I don't feel like I have tons of it. But I do have some, old, I guess they would be photo albums, but scrapbooks, if you will. And one I remember was pink, and it had the green, or it had the red hearts with the green. It's kind of like the flannel jammies. Meg was talking about those the other day. I said I just saw some of those, but inside of that, I looked at it, and it's been quite a while ago, and I'm like, I need to bust that out, because I am telling you, that is just chocked full of late 70s and 80s goodness. I should be using it. So I think it's so awesome every time you do memory keeping that you're like, oh, I just happen to have these, Mrs. Grossman thing. I'm like, what? I don't know. I mean, I have some.
In fact, guys, Meg is in the house. Chasing Retro did join us. Woohoo. And she says, Angela, I love your recipe binders. Love them. And Carol, your memory journals literally exude the decade they represent. You really capture the time on the page.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Meg is right. And the thing is that if I think that what's most appealing to me about your look at this, I'm trying to get organized. Is that if you are a child of that era, like many of us are, you feel as though you are there. Like, oh my gosh, I could have been. I bet I was playing with Carol back then, even though I lived halfway across the country.
Yeah.
But and I think that's cool. You bring back those, spark those memories of, which is a cool thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I would just step back just for a second, back to the lap book conversation. I missed this comment, Angela. Carla asked on the lap book, the video that you were watching, was it Tanya Samuels? Because she makes amazing lap books.
No,
Do
but
you,
now I'm going to write that down because I can always
Tanya?
Tanya, like with
But
T-O-N.
we go back and look at the chat too, guys, and you guys can too. If you want to go back, you can rewatch this. Of course, it won't be live, but you can rewatch it and you can look at the chat too.
You can rewind or rewatch it very fast.
Yes, absolutely,
two
absolutely.
times speed.
2 times
Yeah,
speed.
no, Tanya Samuels is the queen of the gusset and the pocket and the flip out. She's
Do you know
the
I've
never
paper
heard of
engineering.
her.
Paper engineering. She's amazing.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
have to go watch her.
our it's Jody Lee Creations. Oops, sorry, I just hit my camera. Who was in our Christmas in July.
Yes.
She does a lot of her journals inspired by Tanya Samuels.
Yeah, and her journals are incredible. In fact, did you see that Jody's having a 50% off sale right now to try and get rid of inventory? So if you're interested, her journals are beautiful.
We need to
get her. Was that on Instagram?
No, she's on YouTube.
She's on YouTube.
We need to get her on the Love a Little channel. I think she has an Etsy store.
She may have an Instagram. She might. I just don't know. But she might.
That's where I thought I saw it, but maybe it was somebody else.
We need to get her on the Love a Little channel list. And also
she is on the Love a Little channel list.
She?
She's on. Yeah, I've also featured her on my community page.
Yeah, me too. And I think the other one I was saying I didn't get to comment. And I should have. Bound to Be Vintage is someone I've been watching recently, and she just hit 100 subbies.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah, Carla.
Hey, by the way, let's just take a time out for a second, and if you haven't already, take a second and hit that thumbs up button on this. But hop over, and if you aren't subscribed to these two wonderful ladies, please do it. Because I did not look before. So do you know what your numbers are? I'm hoping that they can get to the next 100, whatever that is. I think we're at 660 or something like that. All right, so you don't have very far to go to get to 700, either one of you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So let's try to.
Thank you, Ange.
Yeah, I'm hoping by next live sale you'll both be there, and then I can have my wand.
When's the next live sale? We're doing Thursday. Is there?
Yeah.
We're doing Thursday, and Carrie and Sandy didn't scare Carol off, so apparently she's coming back. So we're excited about that.
What time Thursday?
Now that is at 4:00 Central Standard Time on.
Yes.
Are you gonna tease us with whatever you may be bringing? You know what you're bringing yet? Is there anything?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing like putting you on the spot, huh?
I
always have lots of stuff. Well,
I know.
I was told.
I will tell you, if you like Telltale books, you need to come to the sale on Thursday.
Oh God, why are you doing this to me, Carol?
Yummy. I have not. Now remember, when you guys watch my videos, I need to say this PSA to you guys, because Carol pointed out that my videos for my thrifts, when I thrift, I do them all at once, and then I, put them out. You know what I'm trying to say.
You film
I schedule them.
Yeah.
Whew, that was hard. Words are hard. And for a long time ahead. So sometimes when you see things, I will have already brought them to a sale. I just need to say that because, I wouldn't want to confuse anyone.
Like me, who
Just
tried
in
to buy
case.
the thing.
But recently I got some magazines from the 1940s. I can't remember which ones they were. But in those, somebody had, I don't know, I swear they're a junk journaler, and they took out all of these pages from the late 1930s and early 1940s, ads and covers and things like that. And I started going through them, and I was able to make 5 kits with all of the stuff that they had.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and
Those
somebody
are
already did the
gorgeous.
work. They already ripped them out.
Oh
They're
wow.
cool. They're really, really cool. And then I'm going to, of course, bring back the antique. Um, oh, I know what I should ask you is the antique bundles. You guys really wanted those. And then I may be doing some more custom covers, but on, let's see, what day is that? Monday? Yes. On Monday, my prompt for the around the house challenge is cookie cutters.
Okay.
And so I am going to be making tassels. And I think I'm going to, and they're all fallish, tassely, dangly things. So I think I'm going to sell them all
Oh,
Okay.
because I'm not doing any fall journals. So I think they're all going to go.
Veronica said, and she'd asked this, I think, the other day too. I know you have plans for the Happy Planner covers, but if you have
Yes.
extras, she's interested. So,
You know what? Let me write that down on my list right now. Where's my little list? Because if I don't have a list, it won't happen.
Carol Johnson said, Carol, listen up. Carol
yeah.
Johnson said, Telltale Books, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Just do a ching ching for me now.
Oh,
Carol, I don't know. Me and you may be in a bid war on those, girl.
I have to tell Carol this, which I know she won't mind if I share, because if you don't know, Carol and I live in the same state and not very far. I mean, a couple hours, 2.5 or so hours. Um, and so when she purchases something from my sale, I just keep it. And then that's the reason for us to get together. Well, we've been busy, so we haven't been able to. And so I promised her I would mail everything out. So I was getting it ready. And I was like, oh, this box should fit. And then I got one box out and I'm like, oh, well, that box isn't going to fit. So then I got another box out. Well, it didn't fit in that box either. And I was like, I think it might be cheaper if I just drive it to her.
And that's
But
Carol from Lily Rose Blue.
that's right.
Yeah.
But she bought some big pieces of ledger. And so I didn't want to get it all. Oh, I was cracking up. I'm like, well, how many months has it been since we've seen each other? Too long for sure.
Most people on the poll, going back to the poll, most folks say once a month is good. Most folks say 3 or 4, both are good. One person said, does it have to always be on Saturday? That's the only one that I see. Now, of course, guys, just know I will make sure and go back and read the chat more thoroughly once we're done. I'll go through it tomorrow with fresh eyes, and just to kind of see if there's some, other suggestions in here. But looks like pretty much folks are okay with how it is.
Okay.
Yes, Sundays are hard for us. So Saturday
Yeah.
works pretty well, but we're life changes. We'll see.
Yeah, Sundays would be harder for me. I do it. It'd just be a little bit harder for me too. Sundays it would be a little bit harder.
Agreed. Ditto. All right. Well, I think I'm pretty much organized now.
There you go. You want to come and work on some fabric scraps with me?
I need to.
Oh my gosh.
Have we had more questions? Do we want to do another drawing?
There's anybody have any more questions? Put them in real quick. We'll do another drawing. Let me make sure. What is your favorite thing? I think I've got, other than journals, your craft. I asked that one. We asked that one.
By the way, you guys, this is I'm just gonna flip through this. This is all the stuff for the this is an example of what goes into one of those um state kits. Oh, maybe I should put a picture of Dave in there.
Ah,
But
Sit there.
I'm just gonna flip through it because I don't know what I added in here. Oh, that's the other thing I've got. Well, wait a minute. We should ask them a question. Do we get to pick?
okay.
Carol and I have entertained, and now that she's done a live sale and she's willing to do another one, we thought on at times it might be nice to do a themed sale. And so we thought about doing a travel themed sale because we both have a lot of travel stuff.
Yeah. We love
And
to travel, so
yeah.
that
And I just got probably, oh, I don't know, it's probably close to 100 vintage maps. And I came out earlier and Landon said, "Hey, go in my room and look on my shelf." And I said, "Okay." And I couldn't figure out what it was. And he kind of likes, cars and mechanical kind of things. Well, he had seen all of the old maps and went through them all and found the Shell Oil Company ones. And so I thought it was sweet. He put it on his shelf. But if you're interested,
Aww.
yeah.
That's
See,
so
he's taking
cool.
my inventory.
That's so cool. Hey, Sierra did have one question that I didn't ask, even though she's not in the room. I want to go ahead and ask this. Oh, it pushed me back up. It was something about markers. What was your favorite marker besides? I think. Let me talks amongst yourselves while I find it. Oh no,
Okay.
favorite markers, pens for journaling that aren't plain blue or black.
for
I
sure.
use well,
I love the Uniball Signo white and silver and gold pens. They write fabulously.
so I use a Uniball too, and I'm not prejudiced on blue, black, or any other color. I like them all. Um, I just like the feel of how they write. But I will tell you that I'll show you, the Micron pens are wonderful for memory keeping because they are archival. But I got not all of these, but a lot of these in here for $1 at a yard sale, and they all were brand new.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't remember how much they are because it's been a long time since I bought them, but they're not cheap. I know that, but they do come if you'll want to at least test them because each one, and I can never remember. It's like these are 01s, these are 02s, and it's the pen tip. So I mean, some of them are really, really fine and delicate. Like that's a 1, and some of them are more thick. I like the thicker ones, but these are archival and they are wonderful. And when I am writing, you know, my memories or whatever or journaling, this is what I like to use. I'm kind of a pen snob. I can't remember what the Uniball is. I thought maybe I had one that was.
Oh, I held them up. Do you want me to hold them up again?
Let me see if they're the same ones. I don't think they're the same ones.
I don't know. I can't tell if it's in focus. Can you?
I can't.
Yeah,
It is. It's
It is.
Signo, but yeah, it is in focus.
And
Yeah.
my white one is not where it normally is, but I use that one a lot on like dark paper like this.
Yeah, that's a good tip too.
Yeah.
I don't have a good one that I use for paper. White, I mean. A good white one.
Oh, it goes on like butter.
Good. I gotta write down that I need to send Lori her winnings
And
too. Oh,
you can usually get them in a 3-pack at like Staples or any office supply. And they're usually about, I don't know, $10, $11 for the 3 pins, but they last pretty well too.
that's good to
Hey,
know.
Angela and Carol, Kara said that she loved the state bundle that she bought from your sale, Angela, and she thinks it's a great idea to do the travel theme bundle.
Oh, thank you, Kara. And you know what? Of course, after you got that, then I continue to find more things. So, see, it's like I have an never ending, you know, ongoing bundle. Kind of
We
nice.
we might need a more than a week to put those together though. So what do you
Yeah.
think about doing that in 2 weeks?
Well, I was thinking maybe sometime in October so that we don't
Oh
have to
yeah.
Yeah, I think that because it was a great thought, but I think it's going to take both of us a lot of time because we got a lot of stuff.
Hey, Carol Johnson had a question. She
Yeah.
wants to know, tell me more about the book you have your postage stamps in. Does it open at the top or are there individual sleeves?
And I will be bringing a couple of these to the sale.
Oh,
But
cool.
bigger than this one. They are, well, let me find a page that doesn't have stamps on it because that would help. I think I had maybe, yeah, here we go. So do you see how they have these little slots and you just slide your stamps in there? And then I'll just take a little post-it note. Well, see, I have countries. So I just put these little post-it animals in for a U, and then these are my kind of by country stamps. I have states in the beginning, and then I have some that are just by color or by, these are all US Postal Service related. These are all history of in the US related. And then I've got other historic events there. And then I've got a section for different states. Because I got to source things quickly when I'm doing a custom journal for someone else. Angela was talking about me having saved a lot of ephemera, but a lot of it, I find the ephemera and then I'm like, oh, I don't have one of those, but it helps me remember my past. So then I get it in the journal.
I feel like I should pull out my stamps and start organizing. I'm like, oh my god.
So I don't do all of them that way, but I do keep a good selection for when I get a commission for and they don't have ephemera and I need to source for that for their journal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have two that I intend to bring to a sale. They are a little bigger than this one, a little taller and a little thinner. Oh, you know what? I have one kind of like one I'm selling here that I keep words in.
Veronica's happy that you're bringing that to the sale.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's like this, only it's red is the other one. And this is the one I keep fussy cut words in. And they're just generally in alphabetical order, but they don't stay organized very well because they're so some of them are longer. But this really helps me organize my fussy cutting. This is one of my things I do at night.
So okay, now I have a question for you, Carol and Carrie, and all of the rest of you in the chat. Because I did one thing when I first started, and I soon realized that did not work for me. But do you cut all of your like sentiments up, or do you leave them on a sheet? Because it looks like Carol, you cut yours into the.
Yeah, I cut them up.
I don't have many because the ones, so first of all, I bought sentiments that were already stickers. So I keep those in their booklets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's how I started.
Like yeah.
The ones that I have printed out recently, I did cut up, or the ones that I stamp, I do cut up and I keep those separate. Yeah.
Yeah, I quit doing it.
You
because
did?
Yeah. Oh, I would I would get so irritated when I couldn't find what I needed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I just don't have time to like. I would like to put them all alphabetically, right? But it's not going to happen. I mean, I
Uh,
know it.
and mine aren't in alphabetical order other than like this page has N things and they're not stuck in like I don't alphabetize everyone in order. They just
Yeah.
all have N's in one page. That
Yeah.
that would be too OCD.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would like to do that if I could, to be honest. Um, but I just found that I could find the words and the right sentiment faster if
Hmm.
I was actually. Oh, I don't want to put this on there. What am I doing? Um, if I actually had them on the page so I could see them. I mean, it's just probably the way my brain works, but
Right.
and, and so then my next question is, if you don't cut them out, well, where do you how do you store them? Because I mean, I don't mind where I've stored mine, but I don't think it's perfect. I'm
Well,
Oh,
thinking
I
about.
just put them in a folder.
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah, I
just
just put
keep
them in a
a lot of
folder.
I keep a lot of intact books, like favorite books, where
Hmm.
I know I am likely going to find things like that. I have a small collection right here at hand that I can grab. I have a bird book. I have a dictionary. I have an atlas that I like. I have my photo booth book that I can pull a old photo image from. So I'll tend to leave some things like that just in a book right at hand if it's something that I really love and I want to use a lot.
yeah. I think well, most of what I have for sentiments, I guess, like I have my book pages and stuff, but most of mine are digitals. Like I bought them from somebody else. Like I needed a camping digital or ones I've created myself, which I'm kind of overdoing that because it takes way too long. But it really does. I love to come up with the sayings and the words, but it just takes me a long time. So mine are all usually on one sheet, but I don't want to put them in a sleeve because then I can't have easy access to them. I like to grab them to cut it, and. So then they just end up all in one, and I have to flip through, with a paper clip on them, and they're in one sleeve, and I have to flip through all of them to find what I want. But I don't know. I'm always
Dolores
looking for new
Dolores
ideas.
Rush said she throws words in a plastic pencil box. That's how she stores hers.
Yeah, I should probably just have some. I used to have or I still have it, where I just throw little things, like if it's left on my desk, and then I have a commitment that I need to finish it, or use
Mm-hmm.
them up.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to do that quite so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. Like I keep all my labels in a little pencil box type, all below me.
Yeah.
But the words,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a struggle for me.
I meant to say this earlier too, but Karen Bloom says, Angela, she loves that paper, that blue paper. That's beautiful.
Well,
Is that
this
a
is
digital download?
I have not put this up yet, but I was gonna debut this when we do when I do this flip, because this is number 3 is almost done. So this is for my cookbook journal. But yeah, that's the digital that I did just for this cookbook actually. So I needed some stuff that looked a little vintagey, and I had two choices. I could create a digital, or I could dig out my vintage what do you call those things? Tablecloths,
Yeah.
and scan some, and I was like, I'm just gonna make my my own digital. So
Well, guys, I just sent the Ko-fi sites for Carol and Angela, so watch out for Angela's Ko-fi site if you're interested in that paper. It'll be on there eventually, huh, Ange?
it will be on pretty soon because I need to finish this. I mean, I don't wanna bring up a naughty word cookbook journal, but Carrie. But
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Yes, I heard.
um but I have I they're still on my desk, and I have one absolutely complete. One that needs another Angela flip through, and then this one that needs still, like, I need to do this because it's not real. This one is more of a domestic arts journal. Look at that.
Yeah,
I got it on
got
the
it
first
right.
shot.
All right.
I know. Amazing, huh?
You got it.
Domestic art journal. I love it. Let's see. There was something else on here too. I wanted to say.
But thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. And I'll let you know when it's on the site. Sorry.
Yeah, and we'll put our lists of suggested things to find before and during your trips for travel journals up too. We'll put those lists up.
Carol's will probably be on her Kofi faster than mine will
Because she's Carol.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I felt like I was dragging behind today, but I'm also entertaining family here from out of state, and they had an engagement this afternoon, so it all worked out great. And I'm gonna get dinner when we're done and take it to them, and that it's all working out perfectly. But I was a little slow on the uptake this morning with posting some things.
Oh,
There's
no
two.
worries.
There's two questions, guys. Real. Cynthia Reyes question: has anyone heard of Pack O Fun Craft Magazine?
No.
Oh, great,
It's
Cynthia. She's going to now. It's gonna be another thing that we're gonna have. She's enabling us, ladies. She's enabling us.
Yeah, there you go. Then
Tell us
Veronica
more.
wants to know, can you show us the name, please? I love the book you're flipping through. Oh, the name of that book. Oh, yeah.
Is the one Santa is gonna bring me, right?
Yes, Veronica, go to eBay, run to eBay. How to Be a Wildflower by Katie Daisy. She also has a workbook, like a journal book that goes with it. Oh my gosh. Yes. That book is fantastic. The paper is fantastic. It's a matte finish. Oh, golly, it's a great book.
Good and sturdy.
It's a very good book. Love that book. eBay is where I got mine. I think it was under $7, huh, Carol? Did you wind up getting that deal too?
Yep.
Under $7. You can't beat it with a stick, I'm telling you.
There you go. The EBS sales are going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Everybody's running to eBay right now. Highly recommend that book.
Yeah, it is beautiful. But what I'm on the lookout for, my very favorite book. I showed it a while ago and I don't have anything handy, but is that My Retro Cookbook?
Oh.
But it is awesome, and I've used a lot of the pages. Do I have anything that's handy? There's probably something in this journal that's from there, but I'm determined that I want to find it in the wild,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for that. But
Veronica, while you're out there on eBay looking at that book, just go ahead. I'm going to do you a favor. Just go ahead and look up. Go ahead and get Angela a copy. But also just look up the book Granny Chic. You're welcome. Cool. You're welcome.
Yeah. That's a gift that keeps on giving, Carrie.
Yeah. I was so impressed with that book. I bought 2, so you're welcome.
Well, that way you don't have to cut one up. You could just look at it.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to tell you, I was so impressed with that book. Whenever I do remodel my craft area out here, that's my inspiration. So, yeah, it'll hopefully come out looking a little bit like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Hey, Celeste has a question. Celeste, by the way, if no one follows Celeste on Instagram, go do so, because listen, you want to talk about some beautiful products. Oh, and
on YouTube as well.
Celeste, your work is incredible. I can't. Oh my God.
I know. I'm telling you, when I got that package, I was like, well, now what am I going to do?
I watched that video day before yesterday, Angela, of you unboxing that.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, I
know.
Yeah, Woodland inspired, guys. Celeste at Woodland inspired. It is worth your time. I'm telling you to go see the beautiful creations she makes. It's incredible. But Celeste does have a question, guys. When you find a book you want to harvest pages from, do you take the entire book apart or do you pull page by page?
It depends on the book. If there's a lot of different subject matter in it, I will pull it apart in entirety and sort it, because I need to be able to find things quickly when I'm sourcing for a custom journal. That's kind of how I organize, is for that intention in mind, is and if I have multiples of something or something I'm not sure if I'm going to use, then I'll leave it intact, and that's when I'm very grateful to be selling. If it's a favorite, like Granny Chic or this book that I've been using today, these I just keep a small shelf full of favorites. I have a Tasha Tudor Betty Crocker cookbook that I keep in my favorites, and those are things I use over and over, and so I'll just leave them in the book and pull them as I need.
Yeah,
And not to enable, but here's the Granny Chic.
Oh, good. I've got, look, flip through it for us, Carol,
I'll
real
flip
quick.
while Angela's answering.
Yeah.
By the way, whoever is my Santa Claus this winter, whoever's talking to Santa, I don't have that one either. Oh my goodness, what is wrong?
You don't have Granny Chic?
No, I don't have either one of them.
Oh,
I know. And then there's some other ones that I found that were, they were wonderful too. But I didn't go buy them. Okay, so this is from my retro cookbook.
Oh, look how beautiful.
It doesn't look that pretty on this I made into a pocket, but I mean, that's, those are the newer of the pictures. I was just trying to find one, but then it's full of, like, that was from there. It's full of pictures like that. Yeah, it's really neat. And then see, like, that was in there, but it's a newer book. I look at every thrift shop that I go to see if I can find another one, but I haven't yet.
And
and I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you where I got it.
And who's that by? Publisher or author?
Let me look.
Okay. So you're getting a sneak peek of my Thrifty Thursday as I'm flipping through this, because I have them in that video coming up. But Carrie, my turn to enable.
Oh no.
Inspire.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm not looking because I'm looking at that book.
No.
So this is
you had me at textiles. Oh my God, Carol, you're killing me, man.
So this is very Granny Chic.
Y'all didn't know that we just got an estimate because we have to have 2 trees removed from our property because they're dead, basically, for $8,000. So thank you.
You want to know something, Carrie?
What?
It might be cheaper to hire my brother, who has a tree removal company from Iowa, to come and do it for you.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? That's the cost of a car.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We just put in a whole back patio for that. Like, why?
Angela, tell your brother, give your brother my cell phone, tell him to call me, because I'll feed him and everything.
I'll say, buddy, have you been to Louisiana? I don't think you have. So go see my friend Carrie.
Look how beautiful this book is.
And guess whose stamp is on this book? What company is selling and produced this book?
Not Ralph Lauren.
Nope.
Oh, I know.
Sandy. I love Sandy's sheep pictures on her website. I have neighbor sheep. I don't have my own sheep. I have goats, but I think they're the cutest.
This book is incredible.
Is that the Abercrombie?
Nope.
Oh.
Look at the fonts.
I'm not
seeing
the pictures because. Oh, wait a minute. I'm paying attention now. I was looking up something for you.
Oh, wow. It looks a lot like a Bella Grace, but
no, it looks like Rachel. What's her name? Well, I would love it if it were Candace Olsen, but that's
Mm.
too shabby for her.
Who
Oh
is
my,
it, Carol?
yeah, tell.
Okay, you ready? Here we
Yeah.
go.
IKEA?
IKEA?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Wow.
Since when?
So not the publisher, the copyright is actually this SY. I just thought that was like a random thing. I didn't until I
Yeah.
really started looking at it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's sold by IKEA. It was sold by IKEA.
I'll be darned.
Wow.
Well, see, guys, that's the kind of stuff you'll find at these sales. It's really incredible. I'm not joking. It's incredible what they bring. They do bring some unique things.
You're not bringing that. You're not bringing that, Carol, are you?
Oh no, I think this one's gonna stay with me for a little while.
Oh, I thought you said it was a tease. Sorry.
I
Oh
thought
no,
I thought I was going to be
no,
buying it
I
before.
said I was gonna enable you to go hunting on eBay for it.
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, inspire you to go hunting on
You're
eBay.
inspiring, not enabling. Were we gonna do another drawing?
Yes, please.
Sidetrack?
And can I show you what you're gonna win if you win
Yeah.
this one? Get your
Yeah.
cues in now. Get some
Guys,
more
because
questions in.
I'm just letting y'all know we're almost at 7:00.
Yeah, we need to wrap up in just a little bit because Carol's bringing us all dinner all the way from
Yes,
California.
Carol's bringing Thai food, isn't it? Are we
Yeah.
doing Thai tonight, Carol?
Yep, tonight's Thai. They all gave me their orders.
Oh, and while you're showing that, and Sandy is here, and so I don't forget to tell you, ladies, Sandy is going to contribute a giveaway for next week's live sale.
What?
Yeah,
Oh no, can I
Sandy,
come
for
along, Sandy?
real?
I know.
Well, let me just tell everybody.
I hope
in
it's a
this
sheep.
group- I hope it's the sheep too. Everybody in this group needs to know this right here and right now. Sandy is the absolute glue that holds the whole live sale together. I'm telling y'all.
That is for sure.
You don't understand how much work goes behind the scenes. What Sandy does, she does a great job. Thank you, Sandy.
She is our anchor. She keeps us from floating away.
That's for sure.
All right, you ready for what you're gonna win?
Yeah. And you know what?
Okay.
We can do two because we have to wrap it up, and I have one more to give away.
All right.
Okay.
So I have this little travel ephemera album that was made by my hot little hands.
Look
And
how cool.
there's these extra little pieces of paper stuck in here, so you could put them, anywhere in the journal or in the pocket. But then I tucked a bunch of little pieces of journaling card things, all travel related here. It's not huge, but it's a little something for you. And
That's
then
cute.
and then I have this, of course, you know me, in vintage or retro ephemera. It's a 1980s Exxon Travel Club Travel Vision Road Atlas of the U.S. and Canada and Mexico. And it's got gorgeous patinaed pages, and the color on the maps is amazing. And so you could make a lot of travel journals with this.
Oh my gosh, the colors are awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. It's it's the entire,
It's a 1980 publication.
But it's the entire page. There's no white.
Right. Yes. And there are, some of the facts and stuff, major stuff, but the beginning of the book is those big solid map pages.
That is,
I have to say, ladies, that
and apparently there's a recipe for fruit compote in here.
Nice. The vintage atlases and maps are getting much harder to find. And they are getting much more expensive. And I shared this on one of my hauls that I went to. It was a guy on that long road trip that we took, and he does a sale every year, and he had a flat of vintage maps. And I mean, he wanted a ton of money. I was over $20, and a flat doesn't. I mean, they were just thrown in there. It wasn't like they were standing up,
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, maybe there was 10. I think I bought. I mean, I always buy from this guy, but I bought two, and I don't remember how much I spent. But I remember walking away going, "Oh, I just spent way too much money on those." But it's getting, and especially the atlases.
Yeah. I was appalled, like sourcing going prices for like things. I look up what things sold for, and I was the Junior Elf books and the Rand McNally's. The prices are going up, man.
Yeah, they are.
Like they're catching on. Other people are loving them too, like we do, and so they're getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, Meg. I don't know, but I mean, the Elf, the Rand McNally books in antique stores, they're always a lot more than, I mean, obviously than golden books are, but there are some that are really rare. So what I would tell you is if you are out thrifting for them, you need to look them up in case you do have something of significant value that you wouldn't want to cut up because you could sell it, on eBay or wherever marketplace, and then that feeds your funds for buying more stuff that you want. But um both with little golden books and with the junior elf books and the
Yeah.
God. And there's a lot of people that do collect those, and I'm one of those people. I have a big collection of the junior elf books, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that don't get cut up. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'll
Okay, hold
answer
on.
Dolores. We have an
Is it?
IKEA
Do
near
they
us.
need to put in another queue or no? It's gonna. They'll just pull
It's
from the
going to,
last.
if they, as long as they had one in there, it should. I
Okay.
mean, if the gods are with me today, the
Okay.
StreamYard gods, then
Okay.
it's going to work. We're gonna share, and little Lori's gonna pop back up there again, and we're gonna draw again. And now we have 18 people.
Okay. Good. So it did it. It pulled
Yep,
everybody.
yep.
Okay.
Here we
Cool.
go.
Oh,
Carol
Carol
Johnson.
Johnson!
Yay!
Congrats.
Congratulations. Okay, I will quickly show
Now you are gonna have to drive
my
over and drop off her package.
my little. I know, right? Okay, let me go back here, and I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so I mentioned. I think, when did I mention? Maybe
Oh, I'm mailing that
I
one.
don't
Never
know.
mind. I'll mail it to you,
Oh
Carol.
yeah. I recently released. It's National Mushroom Month. If you didn't know, Carol.
Mushy, mushy, mushy.
Carol, Crinkled Path. Carol, probably. Yeah, the mushies. So I had to show you this. I don't know if I've ever shown this, but this we Dad's house. He brought it to me like I need it. Can you see it? Oh yeah. So now this sits in my craft room. And I have a whole
Oh.
mushroom display for a month though. Okay, so first and these are from 1920 28. These are reproduction. I glued these on wallpaper book. These are the freebie on my site, not with the mushrooms on it. But I use them to put some mushies on there. Am I? Can you guys hear me?
You're cutting in and out, but I thought maybe it was my internet.
Okay, and I don't know what happened to Carrie.
Uh-oh. Well, she hasn't texted
I feel
yet.
like she went away.
If you can still hear
Carrie.
Angela and Carol, comment in the comments. We might be completely disconnected from everybody.
I know it might just be you and me, honey. They're like, wait, she's giving a gift. Okay, Carrie's here. There she is. Okay.
Oh
You're
yeah,
freezing.
Dolores says you're freezing and cutting out for her too.
Somebody must be watching Netflix.
You better go tell him, hold off a half an
Hold
hour.
on, stop the Netflix. So I am going to give away, I will need your email, so you'll have to email me. But I am giving away the mushy kit that I did. So I don't know if I have every single thing here because I was using some of it. I think I do. So we've got a couple of pages of 3 pages of ephemera with all kinds of fun mushrooms. And then we have some mushroom journal pages. I think I'm going to use this to make one of the BHG, the Better Homes and Gardens books, just a mushroom journal. I mean, at least not just mushrooms, but with this digital kit, because I think the cover will look cute with it. So these are all of the pages you get. There's a lot in here. And I don't know if any of these were, no, I guess I have them in here. Those have the bees and the butterflies. Bye, Candace. Yeah, Carol just has her camera off, or her and she's on mute right now. So I think she's
here.
yeah.
Bye, Candace.
And then there is this, the one thing that's missing, I'll show you. So there's oversized tickets that I use as tags. And then here's an example of the ones that I did. I did a video on this, but I use these as actual, what's the problem there? Tags inside this sample. And then here's the great big one. It's humongous. So you get all of that, friends. One lucky winner wins this.
They're cute, Angela. I love the colors. They're perfect for fall.
Yeah, they are really perfect for fall, and that's the closest I'm going to get. I'd been working on that fall one with the pumpkins and the zinnias, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do it.
My mom collected mushrooms and owls in the 70s, so when I see mushrooms, I think of her.
Yes, yeah. We had a bunch at our house too. That's funny. Okay, so now we're going to do this again. I'm going to see who's going to win. I'm really worried about Carrie. Where is she at? She's gone again.
Carrie.
I'm going to, oh, see, she's there now. Okay, now let me let you in, honey. Come on. Add to stage.
We can do this. We can hang to the end.
Okay, she's there now. Now, hopefully, she won't go away again.
I'm here.
Oh, yay!
I'm here.
You would be
Thank
there, and then
you.
you would be there, and then 2 seconds
Go
later,
away.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this next one. So let me share. And before I do that, thank you, ladies, so much for those of you that to you, Carol, and you, Carrie, for doing this with me. It's a great, fun way for us to share time together, and for all of you who are here, we really do appreciate you and
Yes.
love the interaction. So thank you. I can't say it enough. Okay, here we go. Who is going to be the winner of the mushies? I love watching that.
Oh.
It's rigged. I knew it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm honored. I'm so excited.
And the Grammy goes to.
Now, the interesting thing is that I don't remember putting a Q in there, but maybe I was testing it, so I'm sure I did. That's hilarious. Well, lucky winner.
Hey, I want you guys to pick my name next.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, draw it.
Meg said, "Congrats, Angela."
Try that again.
Oh,
Sarah!
Sarah! Yay!
Awesome, Sarah. So, if you would do me a favor, send me send me an email, and I will go back to how did I do that?
How'd you do what?
I just accidentally clicked on a comment. So, Miss Sarah, are you still here? I wonder if Sarah's here.
I think she was.
Okay. Well, if she's not, I'll just reach out to her get a hold of her. But if you are here, Sarah, just send me your email. Send me an email at restorationharmony1@gmail.com and let me know where you would like me to send your mushies. So I will digitally send those to you guys. So
I have her
yeah.
email address. If you don't
Oh, perfect.
reach her right away, I can send it to you.
Okay, because I do not have it. So that would be wonderful. All right. Well, any last comments, questions, thoughts? Is your journal done, Carol?
Well, I've got the journal done now. I just got to add my journaling. So do you want me to flip through it really quick?
Yes, I would love that because mine is not done, but
Of course, this one's not going to fit in there. Okay. So, let's see. So I gave up drinking any kind of soda pop, soft drinks kind of things a while ago. So, but I like Henry Weinhard's root beer. And when we camp, I buy a 6-pack, and that's my my treat for camping for the week or two we're gone. So I had to use I don't know if you saw my short today, Angela, but
I
I did day 20. I think it's day 24 of the 100-day challenge, ATH, and I made these little clips before we started. So I've got a pocket here with the map and the sticker. I made this little booklet so that I can have a place for some extra pictures. I didn't fire up my little printer today, but I'll be doing that to get some pictures in here, and then that'll get tucked in somewhere. I got a pocket here with this little place from Lassen. That's from the 19 this book was from 1950, I think. My campground, my postcard with space to journal, and my national park stamps.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I found a national park passport at a thrift store just recently, and it didn't have
Oh,
one stamp in it. My
you're
little
kidding. That's too
my
bad.
Yeah, my little camping envelopes and just this little journaling spot tucked in here, and I've got a card here and another one of my soda caps. This was a vintage 1962 auto permit that was in the road guide.
Oh, that's cool.
And this was such a fun like packing list from the wildflower book, and I just love the picture on the back. It's very much reminiscent of where we were camping.
Cute. Your little bottle caps turned out great.
Yeah, and I put this on the other side because I didn't want to look at the glue.
Have we already done bottle caps, or is that?
Yeah, it was day 24, but see, I'm not going in order
Yeah,
anymore.
right. I just
I'm
couldn't
kind of
remember
all
if
over
I'd
the map.
already done. And
Yeah.
the reason I ask is I got a whole box of vintage bottle caps that I think I'm gonna bundle.
Oh, fun. They are fun to use. We had a lot of bats in the camp, but they don't bother people. They're up eating all the bugs, and we're like, yay, they're
Right.
eating the bugs. I have a secret obsession with bats. I think they're cute.
Have
So
you ever
ugly.
been have you been to Austin?
Yes, yeah, we
Isn't that cool?
went to the bridge, and we've also been to Carlsbad Caverns.
Oh, there I
Which
haven't
is
been.
amazing. Yeah, and I got some wildflowers from the area here in this pocket, and I literally made this pocket out of my souvenir bag where I bought the postcards,
Oh, that's cute.
and then I have my golden mantled ground squirrel postcard.
I love that. Now, I was going to ask you when you were talking about the ground squirrels. Um, now, how many people call them squiggy or what is it? Squeegee. I don't know, but they call either chipmunks or ground squirrels some name that's like squiggy. I don't know, but
Never heard it.
yeah, I hear it all the time.
Must be a Midwest thing, or I don't know.
No, it's not Iowa. It's like maybe maybe a northern thing. I don't know. Sandy might know. Yeah, so I didn't get very far in mine, but I did do this. Oh, this is something I was watching this morning at 3:45 when I couldn't sleep. So this is Gail did this and she got it from somebody else, but this is a pocket. All you do is just cut this side off and glue it on the other side, and I use this as one of my digitals that I use this for for something that we did. I don't remember what. Us girls. This is a digital. This is funny. That I was working on, and it has 5 faces, so I just put it in there because I'm like, it's mine. I'm not good. It's my own.
That's
But
fun.
I like the tents and the camping. This is the only one I did journal on this one, but you can't read it. I just did day 1, so I think I'm just going to do one of these for each day and then call it good. And for some reason, this is so beautiful. I can't do anything. I just need to leave it like it is.
Yeah. An ode to the bison.
I know. And I have an entire binder. I have an entire binder of these pages like this. And these are on like watercolor paper and they're prints, copies of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to be, maybe we need to have an animal sale. Yeah, there's like 300 or some. This was from the old journal I showed on one of my videos that I took apart from a Boundary Waters trip, and that one was made from a magazine. So I just redid it, repurposed it, because it did flip. It did flip this way. So I took off some of the things and covered up some of them. This was for my digital. This is one I cut out.
Yeah.
And this, I think this thing is supposed to go on your car because that was the hardest sticker I have ever tried to get off.
We have those on our excursion that we've done all of our overlanding in, and we're gonna be moving it to a van soon, and we got to start over with the sticker collecting.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, now how are you gonna do that? You can't just like put your bumper on the back or whatever. So I got lots of room here to write. So I figured I'd just leave that. I like to write on wallpapers. Anybody else like to write on wallpaper?
Oh yeah.
And then I just have another pocket because I had lots of little things. And then this, I thought I would just write all over on the tents, on the. I never did figure out what that thing was. That name of that thing.
Oh, the rock?
No.
Seriously?
No. And then I did a little flip there. I didn't get very far. This, I decided this is that wooden postcard, and it was $3, by the way, and I just punched holes in it and put it in there. And then this was the map that I wrote on and used the entire time we were there, and then I just stuck some pictures. I had to take a picture of this phone booth because it just cracked my payphone because it just cracked me up.
I did that at the top of the. Oh no, it's at the bottom of the tram in Palm Springs. There's still a telephone booth.
Did you call somebody? Because I really wish I would have called somebody.
I don't know. It had a plant on the stand in front of it, so I don't.
Oh,
they weren't expecting you to be able to. I guess.
Apparently not. Oh, that's too bad. Well, darn it.
Hey,
Well,
Rose,
you guys, I am so glad that we got to spend a Saturday night together and have a blessed rest of the weekend. Have fun. Carrie, have fun whatever you're doing, and rest before your first day on your new job. And
thank you so much, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you for sure that tomorrow goes wonderfully.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming. I hope that you all enjoyed it as much as I did. This is the highlight of my week. It really, and I had 2 for this week. I had Thursday and today, and I get so excited for these things. Thank you all so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you guys Thursday. Thursday will be the next, and all that information's in the chat. So you have all that information in front of you. The Ko-fi sites. Don't forget the Ko-fi sites. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.